nights alone, in the zone, heart tense as stone, feel it to the bone. Clock ticks loud, can't escape the cloud, in the crowd unbowed, thoughts wrapped in shroud. Volcy thoughts race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase, I'll just keep the pace. Streetlights glare, danger's always there. In the lair we prepare, no room for care. Shadow paths we trace, haunted smiles on our face. No dreams left to chase, locked in this space. Silence screams loud, destiny's proud. Can't stand the crowd, darkness is our shroud. Oh. Clock ticks loud, can't escape the cloud, in the crowd unbowed, thoughts wrapped in shroud. Volcy thoughts race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase, I just keep the pace. Streetlights glare, danger's always there. In the lair we prepare, no room for care. Shadow paths we trace, haunted smiles on our face. No dreams left to chase, locked in the space.
What's goody? We just
proud, can't stand the crowd. Darkness is our shroud.
we just starting to live up. We just starting things up. All right, cool. All right, y'all. We just starting things up. Just give me a second to get everything together, and we're going ahead and start everything up. Let me go ahead and play my little whole music. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. What's good? What it is? What's good, y'all? What's up? What it is, y'all? Up? Starting to stream up. Thank y'all so much, as always. Thank y'all, as always, for being here. All right, y'all. Thank y'all, as always, for being here. Thank y'all so much for joining me on this day. Now, of course, y'all see the topic on the board. Today is the religion week. Tomorrow will be the last day of religion week. Next week, we'll be back on politics. We'll have a whole nother subject. Once again, thank y'all for being here. The number is on the board if you would like to talk to me. If you'd like to talk about the topic that I have on the board, the number is there. If you're watching over from the Bass channel, or if you're watching me from the Volcy Thoughts or Deconstruction Junction, and you would like to talk about what I have on the board, go ahead and call that number. Either call the number or come over to TikTok and put in a super chat, Moondog. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all are here for supporting me. But thanks for the $1 super chat, Moondog. I appreciate that. So once again, wherever you're watching from, wherever you're watching from, if you would like to talk about what I have on the board, you can call in. Now, over on the TikTok, you guys, I do see some friendlies coming in. I appreciate the friendlies. I take you guys up about an hour and a half into the show, and then we run a panel. About an hour and a half into the show, that's when I take up the friendlies, and then we run a panel. So if you're a friendly of mine and you like to talk about this subject, give me about an hour and a half to take people one-on-one, and then I'll bring you up, all right? And of course, I do appreciate y'all too. So go ahead and like all, keep tapping that screen. Tap that screen, please. Go ahead and tap that screen so we can go ahead and get some folks in here. Tap that screen, we'll get some folks in here. And the call-in line is now open. All right. Y'all like this whole music that I got? No, you like this whole music that I got, but yeah, y'all, we're back at it. We're back at it with this subject again. We're back at it, gonna talk again. We just waiting for someone to call in on the line. Which is another thing that's another place I want to get to, as a matter of fact, the line. You know, if anyone knows Jimmy Snow, is that his name? Is his name Jimmy Snow? I know his name is Jimmy. But anyway, if anyone knows the producers of the line, tell them to get at me, all right? Let them know that I want to get on the line. Anyone knows any producers of the line, tell them to get at me. Let them know I want to get on the line one day. They need to let, hey, what's going on, Satan? They need to let me and Black Atheist Rants get a TV, get a series on the line one day, man, for real. Someone reach out to Jimmy, let him know that me and Black Atheist Rants need to have the Thoughts and Rant show over on the line. That'll be dope. We could go ahead and do the Thoughts and Rant show. And of course, we have someone complaining over on the YouTube, calling me a racist. I don't know why I'm a racist, y'all. Like, how is this question racism? I didn't say anything about superiority. I didn't say anything about creating systems in which one group is oppressed over another. I didn't say anything about hating anybody. I'm back to a simple question: why should Black people be Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite? Why should we be part of any of these Abrahamic religions? And someone's calling me a racist for it. Abrahamic religions are not indigenous to Africa. I mean, they're not indigenous to Africa. They came from outside the continent. And not only that, we've seen what the damage that they caused to the continent. We've seen the damage that colonialism caused to the continent. So yeah, when I rightly question why should we be part of the religion of our enslavers, I'm a racist. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of silly in my opinion. Hey, Shiny, if you're just gonna go and complain in the comments, then you can really just fuck off, bro. Because I'm not gonna sit here and bitch and moan. All right, so Jax, how's it going, Jax? We got our first guest. Jax, are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and are you a Black person?
I'm a Christian. No, I'm not Black though.
Okay, no problem. All good. All right. I don't think that Black people should be Christian, and the reason why is because this is the religion of our enslavers and colonizers, and I don't believe that people should be the religion of their enslavers and colonizers. Also, your background is very loud. I'm not sure if you're listening to the radio or the TV, but you gotta turn it down.
My fault, cuz.
All right, that's better.
But yeah, I see what you're talking about. I understand that. But like, are you focused on like the New Testament or Old Testament? What's wrong?
It doesn't matter.
The New Testament teaches about how Jesus Christ is actually really against racism.
How so?
How is he against racism?
Mm-hmm. How so?
Okay, I need to find the scripture. Let me find the scripture.
Mm-hmm. It's because he said we're all one with God.
Well, it was just a scripture that he was saying how he doesn't like when people are divided.
Cool. We still shouldn't be Christian. I don't care. This is a religion of our enslavers, bro. So why will we join the religion of our enslavers?
Our enslavers.
Black people.
That's a really negative way to think about it, bro.
I mean, is it the truth?
No.
Okay, so you're saying that Western and Central Africa didn't get Christianity through colonialism?
So that's the problem. Why are you using the West over the East?
I mean, Eastern Africa also got the colonialism. The notable exception is Ethiopia. That's a notable exception. Everyone else got it through colonialism and slavery.
Okay, I just really have a question. What do you think it means to be a Christian?
Patrick O'Houlihan.
Patrick, please hold for me. I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much. Yeah, to be a Christian is to be a follower of Christ and accept him as your Lord and personal Savior.
Yeah, that's one part. That's one part.
What's the other part?
The other part is building a relationship with him.
Yeah, he's your Lord and personal Savior.
Yeah, but like, I can claim, or anyone can claim him as the Lord and Savior, but not actually build a relationship with him. That's a problem.
I mean, the entire thing about a relationship that developed in the modern times, right? In ancient times, in the early versions of Christianity, it was all just about worshiping the Jewish guy. The relationship thing just kind of developed over time. But the thing is, and my thing is like that really doesn't matter. This was spread through our people, through colonialism, through slavery, through the sword, through violence, and we can't even show it to be true. So why should we be a part of this?
Because these are all works of men, and they're just twisting like the word for their own good. So like, I'm not going to sit back and disagree. Like that's just facts, and that's why I think it's disgusting for people to like do that kind of thing. Like, for example, there's so many examples that you can think of that had Christian people behind it. You know what I mean? But it was just like not good, right? I don't know how to explain it, but it just wasn't God's order to sit back and be like force these people, or
how you know that?
Like to be a part of it. Like that's not how it is.
How you know that?
Well, there's no because the simple fact that
not your turn.
Jesus Christ, all he wants us to do is to preach the gospel, but not to force the gospel. Preaching and forcing the gospel are two different things. That's the problem. People have the problem of forcing the gospel down. Like, you know what I mean? We, like Christians, can't convert people. That's the Holy Spirit's job. We just plant the seed inside the person.
Okay, cool. The thing is, you can't even show the Holy Spirit to be true. That's number one. We can't show Jesus to actually be a God. That's number two. And number three,
you're Jesus to be God. He walked on water.
How do you know that?
Evidence, eyewitness accounts.
Those are not eyewitness accounts. Those are compilations. But you didn't let me finish.
No, it's not. It is eyewitness accounts. All three of them were scared. If you read what happened, they thought it was a ghost. They thought it was a spirit of negativity.
Luke and Matthew were not disciples of Jesus, so they can't be eyewitness accounts.
Oh, yeah. See, like this.
Luke was hold on. Hey, Jax.
Yeah, I'm over.
Jax. Luke was a companion of Paul. He wasn't a disciple of Jesus. So we're going to go ahead and move on since he wants to leave. All right, House. How's it going, House? Are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite? Are you a black person?
I'm a black person, Christian, and yes, I'm above 18.
All right, cool. I don't think that black people should be Christian. It's the religion of our enslavers and colonizers. What you got to say?
I do get what you're saying. There was atrocities that happened as far as how they weaponized, I would say, the Bible, but its transition would come from Jerusalem. So it's you're taking away the fact that it's not a European religion at all. It's not American. It's actually older in Ethiopia than it is here. So to say, so it doesn't make it a white man's like religion.
Who controls it?
Anybody can be Christian. Anybody.
No, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. House, stop. That's not what I asked you. Who controls it? Who finances it? Where did all the denominations come from? Where all the theology come from? Where did it all come from?
All over the world. No. Jerusalem. Yes, it came from Jerusalem.
No.
Yeah, it's
Lutheranism did not come from Jerusalem. Catholicism did not come from Jerusalem. Methodist did not come from Jerusalem. Hold on. Hey, House. None of the denominations came from Jerusalem. Nobody.
It's going to be really hard to have a conversation.
House. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. I'm trying to answer your question, and you just gotta you just get in the middle.
I
and
didn't
interrupt.
ask a question.
Hey, I'm I'm trying to respond to your point. Let me respond to it first, and then I'll let you go. I'll let you talk, didn't I?
For like 4 seconds.
Hey, I'll let you talk. Be quiet for a second. You keep saying that it's not a white man religion, but white people control it. White people have the financing for it. All the spirituality and the theology and the finance came from Europe. Everybody or at least the majority of people on the planet are denominations that came from Europe. So white people are the ones that control it, spread it, and finance it. It's their religion now. I know it came from the Middle East. It's not my point. The point is that who controls it, who finances it, where the spirituality, what's the center of spirituality, what's the center of theology. Everybody, unless you're a non-denominational person or Ethiopian Orthodox or part of the Korean church, but even the Korean church copies what the Europeans do. Even they copy them. You see what I'm saying? So all of this is centered on Europe, bro. It's a white person's religion.
No, you're incorrect. Your claim is severely incorrect, and the reason why is you're pretending like only white people, in finger quotes, are the ones that participate in Christianity. That's a false claim you just made.
That's not what I said.
It's a global religion.
House, that's not what I said.
Dude, a Japanese Christian.
House, that's not what I said. House, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. That's not what I said. The man literally set up here and said that I'm saying that only white people are participating in Christianity. It's not what I said. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Game Station. Game Station, how you doing? Are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite? Are you a black person?
Yeah, I'm black.
Your
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Your PFP is crazy though. It's very crazy. But great, you're a black person. Christian?
Oh, okay. But as long as you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite?
I'm Muslim.
All right, great. And you said you were a black person and you said you're a black person over 18, correct?
Yeah, I'm black and I'm over 18.
All right, great. I don't think that black people should be Muslim either. Why do you think we should be?
Because Islam is basically the religion for the humans. Like, it's just submitting your will to God.
Can you show me how
no
God
matter what
even
color,
exists?
skin, everyone's got. What, like, you don't believe in God or you believe in God?
I do not believe in a God. In order for me to accept that, I need to bow down to something. I need to know that it actually exists first, and we can't show that for any religion. No religions ever have proven their claims. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's ancient Egyptians, whether it's the Greeks, whether it's the Hindus, the Shintos. My grandmother's religion, she was a voodooist. She was a Haitian voodoo practitioner. Baron Samedi doesn't exist, or we can't show that he exists either. None of these supernatural things are ever shown to exist. So we should actually show. We should actually talk about what we can show to be real. And what I've seen from Islam is that we have to give up our entire spiritual heritage in order to deify another person's culture. And I'm not sure why we should do that.
No, you can have your culture and still be a Muslim. There's no problem with that.
Oh, you can still have your culture and still be a Muslim. You sure?
Yeah, like me, I'm a Bedouin. I'm a Bedouin. Basically, we used to bury our daughters alive. So Islam is what made us stop burying our daughters alive. So let's just say, for example, if your culture is to do stuff like that, you know, that's where you can take what's good and leave behind what's evil and corrupt.
Can I still burn ash to my ancestors and be a Muslim?
What do you mean burn ash to your ancestors?
Can I can I do ancestral continuity, meaning that I have some either some incense or a piece of paper or something like that. I tell my ancestors to protect me, burn it, and I put it in a cup and to help me with this life and bless me through the things that I like to do, just like how they do in voodoo or any other African traditional religion. Can I still do that and be a Muslim?
No, because like, why
Right.
would you want to?
So
do
I have
that?
to
Why don't
I
you
have to
just,
get I have
like,
to
go
give
play
up my
PlayStation
spirit.
or something?
I have to give up my spiritual heritage and practices in order to be a Muslim, in order to deify another person's culture.
Yeah, but like, do you believe in your ancestors that they will save you?
Yes. What if I do? What if that's part of my culture? It's part of my culture to believe that my ancestors are going to be the one that helps me through this life and that saves me. I have to give that up to be a Muslim. So I do have to give up my culture to be a Muslim.
Well, I can give you advice on, like, listen, in the end of the day, your ancestors are basically buried in the floor. They're lifeless. What can they do? Why don't you rely on the one that created
They're in the
heavens
ancestral
and
plane.
the earth, the sun and the stars? And
I
the
do.
one
His
that,
name is Olodumare, and he looks like me.
okay. Could you stare at him? Could you handle the sight of him?
No, because he's in another plane. He's in another plane of existence. So I won't be able to see him. But his name is Olodumare.
Okay. Yeah, okay, but if you were to see him, could you like, you know what he looks like and everything?
Yeah, he's a black guy.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't shine bright.
No, he shines bright. Like, you see how shiny this is right here? It's shining very bright right there, right? Yeah, so he shines.
Okay. Could you handle the sight of the sun?
No, of course not.
Okay. So how could we handle the sight of the one that created it? So, you're telling me you worship a man. I
said I
not
worship a man. I said
sorry.
that. I said I worship a God. And that God's name is Olodumare. It's not Allah. It's Olodumare.
And yeah. So the way I look at it is that I can't picture God to be something that we can imagine or even fathom to think. I feel like God is just greater than our comprehension. Like, you look at the stars in the sky, and you look at all of the galaxies and all that. That compared to God is basically like throwing a ring in the desert. Like, if you were to grab all these galaxies and everything that we see out there, and you throw a ring in the galaxies, basically the ring in the desert. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I'm not sure why I'm still not sure why we should be Muslim though, because the one thing that you've told me is that, oh, this is the religion of the thing that created us, but we can't even show that thing to be real, and we have other options, right? Such as, like I said before, Olodumare. Why not that God instead of the one that came from the Arabs? Why do I have to worship the God that came from a whole nother culture, thousands of miles away, and not my own culture's God? Why not? What makes that culture's
Your
God
culture
right
is my
and my hold on?
culture's
No, hold on. This is my question. What makes that culture's God right and my culture's God incorrect?
So basically, when you compare, like, your God to Allah, my God sent messengers with proof. Like, what proof do you have? What influence has your God given to us? If your God was the truth,
What music do you listen
wouldn't
to?
you think that I would have heard about him before?
What music do you listen to?
What music I listen to?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I listen to I don't really listen to music anymore. I don't really listen to music.
Wow, that's a very boring life. You sure you don't listen to music?
Oh no, I'm living a good life. I've got
Okay, what music do you
my
listen to,
wife.
bro?
I've got my kids. I'm married to two. I've got two wives.
What music do you listen to, bro?
If you're going back in the day,
What music do you listen to?
I listen to Dragon Ball Z themes.
Okay. Do you listen to rock at all? Rock and roll? Hip hop, jazz, blues?
Yeah, I used to like the Slim Shady.
All right, great. Rap came from black people, right? Okay,
Rap
and then
came
rap came
it
from black people.
poetry.
Okay, rap came from black people. Black people came from Africa, and in Africa, we were worshiping Olodumare. So you listening to rap or knowing what it's about, that's proof that Olodumare exists. See how silly that is?
All right, what about poetry? What about poetry?
Yeah, the best poets, the one who win Nobel prizes, are majority from Africa.
As a sign to mankind to challenge mathematically, historically, scientifically, the poetry of the Quran, my brother.
The poetry of the Quran.
My brother from another mother.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The poetry from of the Quran. Yes, I understand. I understand that hold on. I'm responding to your question. I do understand that ancient cultures and traditions, such as the ones written in the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita and the Bible, they used to write these things poetically, right? But that's even worse because if this is poetry, poetry uses metaphor, poetry uses parables, poetry uses symbolism. So how do we know that the entire Quran is not simply symbolism?
Okay, so the prediction it's got scientifically, mathematically, historically, it was accurate. All right, let's just say let's talk about the sun reflecting from the moon. Let's talking about the waves upon waves within the ocean being black from under, lying from your forelock in your brain. Stuff that scientists are still figuring out today in today's technology. They just realized that there's that there's waves within the ocean, inside the ocean, like under the water. They didn't know that 1400 years ago. How can a man
wait say that again? Say that again one more time? You said something about under the water.
See how you go to the beach, you catch someone.
No, I just didn't catch the last thing that you said. You said something about waves.
Yeah, there's waves beneath waves.
Yeah, so
and then there's darkness. So there's like it's scientifically proven.
Yeah, so
waves. I'm just giving you examples.
Okay. Here's what I'm trying to. So here's what I'm trying to. Game. Hold on, game. Here's what I'm trying to say. I understand that the Quran in the Arabic world were able to predict things scientifically that people didn't really know, right? But so what? Like one of the examples is that the Quran describes clouds. I'm answering your question. The Quran describes clouds as heavy, and then an awesome scientific prediction. So what? That doesn't mean it's magic. That means that they were able to predict something. Everybody knows that during the Islamic Golden Age or the Arabic Golden Age, there were multiple advances in math and sciences, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Of course, that's gonna make it into the Quran too. If they were having a time of advancements in math, medicines, and sciences, sure. All that's if they have all these advances and a religion is forming, is going to make a religion. Like Islam is one of the youngest religions. You see what I'm saying? So it is not surprising that they would have some of this stuff happening, right? It doesn't really mean anything.
No, Islam is one of the oldest religion, but slowly the devil.
No, it's one of the youngest. It started around 600 CE, didn't it? Hold on, let me make sure I'm right. When did Islam begin?
That's the nation.
Yeah, around the 7th century CE. Around the 7th century CE. Around 570. That's when Muhammad got his vision and everything.
We are the nation.
Or when he was born, actually. I'm sorry. Yeah, around
we are the nation.
Yeah, like around 610 CE is when he got his first divine revelation, right? So like the 7th century, like Islam is one of the youngest religions.
When the revelation came to Muhammad, peace be upon him, that's a new era of Islam. That's us, the nation. Muhammad, peace be upon him. But Jesus, peace be upon him, was Muslim. Moses was Muslim. Going
Jesus was
all the way
Jewish.
to Noah to Adam, peace be upon him.
Jesus was Jesus was Jewish.
He was a Muslim.
Jesus was Jewish.
No, he was Muslim.
No, he was Jewish.
He was sent to the Israelites. No, look.
All right, bro. And you need to pray for your Wi-Fi anyway. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on. Man, come up here and say that that Jesus was Muslim. Jesus was Jewish. He followed all the Jewish things. He did Passover and everything. He was Jewish. All right, guys. I do appreciate y'all for being here once again. We're gonna go ahead and get to. I'm not sure what to call you. What can I get your name? Your name is Disciple, right?
No, it's gonna be DG.
Yeah, that's
All right. GP. All right, GP Disciple and D. I'm gonna get to you in a second. All right, guys. If you want Nonsense Skeptics and Humanist channel, once again, I appreciate you there. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Let me change up this title real quick because that's not what it's supposed to be. But I appreciate y'all for being here. If you watch me over from the Deconstruction Junction, once again, a big win on those numbers. Thank y'all so much. I'm not reading the comments, y'all. If you're watching me on Deconstruction Junction, once again, I'm not reading the comments. All right, so I can't see them. I can't respond to them. If you have an argument against me, either come over to TikTok to speak with me, or you're gonna have to call in and then we'll talk. All right, but thank y'all so much for being here. Big one on those numbers over on my channel, Volcy Thoughts. Thank y'all so much for being on Volcy Thoughts. Thank you so much for being a member. And once again, y'all, I'm not able to read comments while I'm talking to somebody, so please call in if you want to discuss what's on the board with me. Appreciate y'all for being here. All right, Disciple, thank you so much. Are you at least 18? Are you a black person, Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
Well, I am 56, a black person, and Hebrew Israelite, I guess, if any of the categories.
All right, why should we be that? Because it seems they do a lot of pseudo history and denigrate African people. So why should we be that?
Be what, a Hebrew Israelite?
Correct.
Oh, well, you know, I only came up here because I got invited. I wasn't really coming to argue with you about anything, but I think there's a misunderstanding in there because you can't choose to be a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, we can.
How?
Say that so to accept, well, to choose to be one, you just have to be convinced of their claims, and I'm not convinced of their claims.
So well, I mean, that's my in the Muslim. I can understand those because those are religious, but I don't think you guys think Hebrew Israelites is a religion, but it's more like a nationality thing.
But they're not creating a new country. So how's it a nationality?
Well, they had one before they got here. That's what I'm saying. They kind of found out what our nationality was before we were slaves.
That's what I'm saying. They're wrong. We're not Israel. We're not Israelites. We're not the ancient Israelites. Well, we're from Africa.
That's the only point I was making, was that that's the only problem I would have with these type posts, because it's not really a religion, you know.
It is a religion. They're claiming that they're the ancient Israel. Well, okay, we'll say okay, you're correct. That it's not a religion, right? It's pseudo archaeology. That's what it is. It's pseudo archaeology. It says it's not a religion. If it's not a religion, it's pseudo history and it's pseudo archaeology and it's pseudo science. We're not from from Levant. We're from Western Africa. Our ancestors were farmers and fishermen named Okoyo. Okay, that's what we were. We were not Israelites.
I mean, I'm not of the belief that every black person was an Israelite myself. You know, I don't believe that. Some do, but I understand that there's other people that look black, but they really are from the African lineage. You know what I mean?
What happens if they take a DNA test? Is their haplogroup gonna be from the Levant, or the haplogroup is gonna be from Western Africa when they take a DNA test? What do you think?
I don't know. I personally don't trust those.
That's the problem. The Jewish people, the Israelites, the Jewish people over in Israelites, do not own the DNA test. They don't own that. Genetics is a thing. Like all of us can be a geneticist. You can also be a geneticist. It's like genetics is not something that Jewish people own. That's kind of crazy. Like if let me give you an example. Let's say one of your kids, right? Hold on. Let me give you an example. Let's say there was some asshole out there that came up to you and said that, hey, your wife cheated on you 20 years ago. Your children aren't yours. What's the first thing you're gonna do to besides punch him in the face? What's the first thing you're gonna do to prove him wrong?
Wrong?
A DNA test.
Do the DNA thing.
Exactly.
I'm not taking away
That's what I'm
DNA
saying.
altogether. It's just I don't think they have like anything to compare it to. I don't think they have no ancient Israelite DNA, so I don't know how they could compare it to that to say that, oh, you're an Israelite, because I know there's been a lot of washing of history and so on, and labeling of peoples and such. And in the end, like I said, that would be my only contention. I don't view Hebrew Israelites as a religion, because if you ask an Israelite, they'll let you know it's not something that you can choose to be.
Right, but you can choose to be it because they're making the claim, and the claim is false. That's what I mean. The claim is false. And the thing is, you're saying, hold on, wait. You're saying that they don't have enough DNA to test against ancient people. Number one, they do, because those ancient people have descendants that are still alive today. They're literally in Palestine, the one going through the genocide right now. They're the descendants of the original ones. Yeah, I mean, that's number one. But number two, there is a thing in genetics where they can go ahead and track where your genes came from. They can your family back 200-300 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's when if you were to tell any of these people, let's do a DNA test, where's your haplogroup going to be at? The farthest is probably going to be is in Eastern Africa. Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be like 5 or 6%, but it's going to be from Africa. That's the thing.
Well, let me get this straight. So what you're saying is that all the so-called black people here in America are Africans.
Yeah, we're all descended from Africa. And the thing is, I have no idea why people are running away from this so much. What is so bad about us being African? What's so bad about that? It's so crazy to me that we have to create this entirely new ideology, an entirely new thing to say that, oh no, we're not from that continent. We're these ancient people from the Levant that used to go around murdering and raping women. That's so crazy. If you read the Bible, the biblical history of the Israelites, these folks were insane. They were going on enslaving and murdering people and saying that if your daughter gets raped, all they got to do is pay you $50, and your daughter's rapist is gonna marry her for life. Y'all really want to be part of that? Like that's insane.
I think that's misconstrued.
It's not. That's in the Bible, bro.
No, it really is. It's misconstrued. It tells you that a man that rapes a woman has to be put to death, and a man that lays with a woman that didn't, talk to the father and gets permission to marry, but they just having sex. That's what that's talking about. Found out that you laid with that woman and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That's why you have to go on and marry her instead of laying up, because with Israelites, it's all about keeping God's laws. That's against the law.
So doing what you're supposed to do. So you're supposed to ask the father to have sex with his daughter.
Even in black culture, they tell you that, right? You have to go talk to the father before you try to get with the woman. You don't just go laying around like we do here in America. That's what they taught us here. It's okay to lay with who you want, but according to God, you're supposed to marry that woman.
We don't have any proof that God exists, so we don't even have to worry about that. All right. There's no evidence that we don't have any type. Hold on. We don't have any type of evidence that there's a God or there's anything supernatural. So we don't have to worry about that. But the second thing is that we have another problem. Women are not property. So why would I need to go to her father to ask him to see his daughter? I can date whoever the hell I want. That's crazy.
And you're taking away from the father.
I'm not taking any way away from the father. The woman is her own person. Hold on, disciple. The woman is her own person. The father doesn't get to decide. Now, of course, there's traditional things to do, right? Like, for example, with me before I married my wife, she said her father's very traditional. So I went to him and I said, hey, can I ask for your daughter's hand in marriage? And yeah, he gave me his blessing. That's something that people do to keep up tradition. But do you have to do that according to some cosmic law? No.
Nobody just make that up, though. Is what I'm saying. It was written.
It was written by people who made it the fuck up. They made this shit up, bro.
Well, no, they didn't make it up because you're here today. you're the proof of the Bible. That
me being here today. Hold on. The Bible is not world history. Disciple. Do you think the Bible is world history?
Yeah. Huh?
Can you show me where they mention Japan in the Bible?
Japan? Oh, that's Lot's kids.
Lot's kids?
Mm-hmm. Moab.
Lot.
He just said
You're saying Lot. The dude who drunkenly impregnated the two daughters who raped them. The Japanese came from that.
Yeah, that's where they came from. That's why they have such a what do you call that? That look on them comes from some Downs. I think they all have a mild form of Downs or something like that. Right?
No, this is wrong.
That's why they all look alike.
East Asians do not have a form of Downs. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. They do not, bro. East Asians do not have Downs. That's number one. And number two, the iPhone they're talking about came from Africa, because we still have indigenous people who still have the iPhone over in Africa, and they're the oldest ethnic group on the planet. So the Bible is wrong. Lot was not in Africa.
Okay. I mean, I'm not here to, argue your beliefs, brother. I understand.
This is not about my beliefs. This is factual. Lot,
that's what
the story. Hold on, disciple. The story of Lot didn't take place in Africa, right? Not only that, when we look into Africa and Southern Africa, there's a group of people there. I forgot what they're. I think it's called the San people. They're one of the oldest ethnic groups on the planet, meaning they've existed continuously for at least 20 to 30,000 years, right? They're one of the oldest ethnic groups on the planet. And they have the iPhone, the one that we see for Asians. They have that, which is how we know that's how the Asians got it. So what the Bible, when you say that the Asian people came from Lot, and you said this is in the Bible somewhere, it's not in the Bible, but the claim is simply wrong.
They'll tell you they come from Moab themselves.
No, they won't. Asian people won't tell you that.
Yeah, they will.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't.
Ask an Asian person.
I have. Most Asians are atheists. They won't say that. Most Asians don't follow this religion. Most Asians follow Confucianism.
Greg. Of course.
Hey, Greg, go hold on for me real quick. Most Asians follow Confucianism. They don't follow this.
I know some Asians, they know where they come from.
All right, bro. We're gonna go ahead and move on. This is because I'm not gonna go ahead and waste time. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're gonna move on to D. After that is gonna be back, and after that is gonna be Joe. I'm not sure why Craig hung up for. I'm not sure why Craig hung up before, but yeah, that was extremely frustrating. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. If you're calling me over from Deconstruction Junction, you're in a queue, so you just have to wait. All right, guys. I'm not sure why y'all keep calling in and hanging up. But just wait. Thank you so much. If you're calling me from Deconstruction Junction, if you're calling me over from Volcy Thoughts, once again, you're in the queue. Appreciate you guys being here. Keep the chat going. Keep the numbers running. You guys are wonderful. And if you're watching me over from the Bash channel, thank you so much for watching me on the Bash channel. Once again, not reading the comments. Of course, I see somebody calling me a racist, but insane. But you guys are great over there as well. Y'all, if you call in, once again, you're going to be in a queue. I'm going to tell you to hold on, and I'm going to put you on hold. You don't need to hang up, y'all. I'm not sure why y'all keep hanging up. But if you would like to speak to me through the phone number is right here. Call in. I will put you on hold, and then I'll get back to you. Okay? Give me a second.
Call from
Justin.
Hey, Justin, how you doing? You are in a queue. Please hold, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right. We're going to move on to D. D, how's it going? I appreciate you. You were here yesterday. We didn't get to talk a lot, but let's go ahead and talk now.
Yeah.
You told me that I know that you're 18 and a Christian.
I'm 23.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're over 18 and a Christian and a black person. I don't think that black people should be Christian. Either. You already heard what I had to say yesterday. Let me know why you think we should be.
I think with Christianity, obviously, the bad with people using Christianity to do bad things to, I guess, our skin color. But I'd say that when you actually read the Bible and actually follow it, it's actually quite beneficial for your life. Because it teaches you how. So, for example, you can take the 10 Commandments, for example. Like, it teaches you how to love God and love your neighbor, essentially. And if you actually follow that properly, none of this stuff will be happening.
The 10 Commandments says nothing about being a PDF, though.
No, so actually, when you commit adultery with someone that you're not married to, so you're technically meant to marry the person first, which means that you can't really commit pedophilia if you're not marrying the person, right? You have to marry the person first for you to have sex, forcing your way through. So the 10 Commandments does speak about that.
I'm not sure if you even understood what you just said, because that was a very roundabout way to get there. You're saying that the commandment on adultery
so for example,
is what takes away is also makes PDF immoral according to the Bible. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, with the adultery is meant to cover sin, that sexual sin outside marriage. So with the marriage, you're meant to marry someone, that both of you agree that you're going into this covenant with God and this marriage. And obviously, a child doesn't have that mental capacity or the physical capacity to do that.
No, I understand that it says do not commit adultery, but it doesn't say don't touch kids. It doesn't say that.
It doesn't kind of need to say that, because God is kind of expecting that. God is expecting that you can use your common sense, that you should. It's better for you, better for you to be thrown into the water than to be alive. So God, obviously, there's kind of an understanding that you should have been doing bad stuff to kids, because the society kind of understood that. So God didn't really have to say it.
If the society kind of understood that, why did he give commands that it could happen?
That it could happen. What do you mean that it could happen? Where does it say that it could happen in wartime?
That it can get violated. Do you want me to read some of the verses?
Yeah. Can you give the verses? Is it the Numbers one?
Not sure if it's Numbers. Give me a second.
Yeah. That's calm. I want to see this verse. I've never seen this one.
Give me 1 second. You might have been right, as a matter of fact. I think it is Numbers.
Yeah, I know what verse you're talking about when it says that. But for the women, keep to yourselves, right?
Keep to yourself, yeah.
You're talking about that one. Yeah, so that one, it doesn't say you should have sex with them, right? It says keep to yourselves. Meaning
what exactly were they going to do with them?
So technically, when you actually take women as captives, you can use them as maids, for example. That
it doesn't say that anywhere. Like what?
But
so you're giving the most charitable view of this, right?
Yeah, because
if we can give the most charitable view, how come I can't give the worst view then?
Because there's already laws prohibiting the worst view of rape already.
What?
In Deuteronomy. So laws prohibit, like, don't do rape in Deuteronomy. So if you're taking both laws.
In Deuteronomy, it allows it.
It doesn't allow it. The guy just explained it essentially.
Yeah, I know that he explained it yesterday, but again, the scholars do more of them are landing on the conclusion that this was great.
I mean, you can find Christian scholars that say that it's not great. So you can find both sides.
We'll find.
So I wouldn't
sides.
say you should just say.
We'll find. I understand. Exactly. We'll find both sides, but more and more of them are landing on the side that this was great.
Do you have evidence of that?
Huh?
I'm just not going to take. Do you have evidence of that?
Evidence of what? Like that they're
more and more scholars are picking the side that it was great.
Yeah, that's something that I recall watching another video, and I was looking at this the other day. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, someone could just say that. you'd have to take into account what every scholar said about it. And I don't think
again, it's debated. I'm not denying that.
Exactly. So you can't say for sure that it is talking about grape then, if you're going to use that as an argument.
Okay,
you can't just say that.
So we can't just say that was great, but you also can't say that it was just them being if we can't say for sure that it was grape, then that means your interpretation is up for debate either. You can't say for sure that was yours.
No, because my interpretation, it goes off all of the Bible. Remember, adultery, you can't have sex with someone outside marriage. You can't do that. So if the other part of the Bible are prohibiting that you can't have sex outside marriage, but if they're taking captives,
adultery is not about sex. Them. That's what. Wait, D, hold on, D. Adultery is sex while you're married. That's what adultery is. It's sex outside of you being outside of your wife or your spouse. That's what adultery is.
Yeah,
But if you're not married, you can still have sex.
Yeah. So remember fornication, right? That's fornication is not allowed.
Paul made fornication. Paul mentioned fornication, not Jesus or not anybody else. That was Paul.
Okay, we can go back to Jesus. Remember when Jesus said that if you look at a woman and you lust of her, you've got adore
in your heart.
Yeah, exactly. So the law, adultery, is meant to cover all sexual sins that's like not with the person you're married to.
Right, but that's your interpretation. How do we know your interpretation is right?
Because of Jesus. What Jesus says that if you even lust over someone, meaning you don't even need the physical act for you to break the law of adultery. So that's one way you can know.
But it will be impossible for us to have wives without lust being a thing.
What do you mean?
We would need to actually have lust in order for us to get wives.
Okay. You kind of have to explain. So you can have an attraction. The point that when it becomes a sin is when you're indulging in that thought that, oh, I just want to have sex with this person. That's where it becomes lust. Where you can have like a attraction towards her that you find her beautiful. For example, in the Bible, it says that Jacob find, I don't know, Rachel, a fair woman or a good looking woman. Mm-hmm. You can find a woman good looking, but it becomes lust when you're thinking about just having sex and doing sexual.
Oh, hold on. Let me make this straight. Get this straight.
Yeah.
So if you notice a beautiful woman,
exactly,
and you're attracted to that beautiful woman,
yeah,
what do you think that attraction is?
So you can have an attraction in terms of like, oh, I just find her beautiful. Mm-hmm. But when it starts thinking that, oh, I want to have sex with her and stuff, you know that you're walking into dangerous waters because you're not married to that person. So because our social media today has made it more easier.
But the thing is, of course you would
finish. Oh, sorry.
What I'm saying is that, of course, you will want to have sex with that person.
That's because of our culture today. Our culture has made it that because of social media.
That's humanity, bro. That's regular humanity.
No. Trust me. I've seen people that
you wouldn't want to have sex with your wife. I don't understand this.
No. Obviously, you want to have sex when you're married. That's fine. The problem is when you're thinking of it when you're not married to that person. That's where it becomes a dangerous line.
That's humanity, bro. That's not a dangerous line. That's humanity.
That's why. That's
how we. No, that's how we are as humans. Unless you're asexual. But as humans, that's a regular drive where we have a drive to have sex.
Yes, you can have the drive to have sex, but I'm also thinking that some atheists have said that they're not sexually attracted to that person, but they find that person good looking. You can find a person good looking without being sexually attracted.
Of course, no, I agree with that.
Exactly,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. What I'm saying is that what I'm trying to say is that if you just know a person is good looking without being sexually attracted to them, like humanity wouldn't last very long, right? You have to have sexual attraction in order for us to have reproduction.
Yeah, that's where you get married and then you let that.
Right. I get that, but if you have sexual attraction, all of a sudden, if you have sexual attraction, it's automatic.
No. Oh no. The point is, so for example, Satan can bring a thought that you should have a sexual attraction towards this woman. You're meant to basically cast that thought away. So meant to cast it away. But obviously you can get that thought again as soon as you're married to that person. The thought doesn't go away, by the way. You can get temptation from it, but you're meant to cast it down. That's where Christ comes in to help you.
So you're meant to
temptation down.
So you're meant to dehumanize yourself or make yourself less human.
It's not dehumanizing. You just understanding that.
But that's a strong language. I agree. That was strong to use. You're meant to suppress a part of your humanity because a magic Jewish guy said so. This is what I'm trying to say. Hold on, DD. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sexual attraction is just part of humanity. That makes you who you are. The moment you turn 13, boy or girl, you're going to start having sexual attraction. Some people is at 12, some people is at 11. This is part of human puberty. It is part of who you are as a person, right?
I don't disagree.
So what I'm saying is that if he's saying that, if you're saying that these thoughts, we're supposed to suppress them, we're suppressing a part of our humanity. That seems crazy to me. Of course, hold on. Now, I'll say this. Of course, just because you have sexual attraction doesn't mean you have to control yourself. Of course, no one says that, right? You're not going to be going like 13-year-old boys or 14-year-old boys shouldn't be going to the bathroom every time they see an attractive woman. Like, of course, exactly, I mean, like I get that part is 100% understandable, right? So you have to go ahead and control yourself, but to say that you have to control your behavior, as a matter of fact, I would say that you got to control your behavior, but to say that you have to go ahead and suppress the feeling in itself, like that seems.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying why you have to suppress it, because think about it. If someone can look in your mind and can see that you're looking at a woman right now and all you're thinking about is just you want to have sex with them, obviously someone will call you, hey, that's disgusting, man. That you're not even married to that person, or you're not in a relationship with that person. Why are you thinking that? Or why are you just thinking that? So it's our respect for the woman that I find you good looking, but I'm not going to think of you that way because I'm not married to you. That's how you're meant to think it. It's our respect for the woman.
I get that part, right? Like it should be. It's our respect for the woman. I do get that. I sympathize that it's our respect for the woman. What I'm saying is that if a person does think that, that's a normal human emotion.
I'm not disagreeing that's not normal. I'm saying it's normal, but you're meant to cast it down, essentially.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You're supposed
because you're not married to that person.
You're trying to suppress a part of you that makes you human. I don't get that part. But look, we gotta go. We kind of
we're gonna run on the tangent.
We're gonna run from the topic.
Yeah,
I've got how we even got here.
So you were talking about captives. You were talking about captives in terms of them just being allowed. They could just be raped or stuff. But I'm saying that because the Bible and other parts already, like, you can't even lust after a woman unless you're married to that person. Obviously, when God say you can take them, it's not in terms of.
And they're a captive. They don't have consent, bro. It's rape. No matter what.
No, it doesn't say take them and rape them. That's what you're thinking.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say those words, of course. But what I'm saying is that.
Yeah, but that's what you're thinking.
No, but because it says she's literally a captive. If you see a fair maiden in the field amongst your captives, she's a captive.
Yeah.
All right. So if she's a captive, she has no choices, bro. Captives don't have consent. War brides. Hold on. Listen. War brides do not have consent, bro. War brides is rape.
Remember
the reason why we've made having a war bride illegal is because we define that as rape. They don't have consent.
Yeah. So remember yesterday we talked about how there's a law in Deuteronomy that talks about if you want to marry a captive wife. So why would God put that in place if they can just rape them? It doesn't make sense. If they can just rape them, why would God put a law that if you want to actually marry one of these people?
I don't know why you put that in place, but it's still rape.
That doesn't make sense though. Then you kind of say.
Let me ask you a question. Why in our modern times is having a war bride illegal? Why is that illegal in our modern times?
I'm not sure where it's illegal.
Because we consider it rape.
For the country, and one of the women consently chooses to marry another person.
No, a war bride doesn't have consent. That's what I'm saying. These are captives, people that you captured and held hostage. I haven't looked into this. Listen. This is what we made illegal for war brides, right? If one country invades another and they capture hostages, and one of the hostages are a woman, and a soldier from country A from that invaded country B sees one of the hostage women and makes that hostage woman his wife, that's a war crime because we consider rape. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
to the question: why do we make that type of scenario that we read in Deuteronomy? Why is that illegal in our modern times? Illegal in our modern times because we consider it rape.
Yeah, because in our modern times, you can't think of why a woman would want to marry, you know, someone that's captured them. Basically, that's
because
why
we consider it rape. So what I'm saying is, so what I'm saying is that if we had foreknowledge and if we had the knowledge in our modern times to say that, hey, this is a really messed up scenario that a soldier from one country can invade another country and take one of them as a bride. That's a scenario that seems like non-consent. That's rape. Not Jesus. How come God or Yahweh, the Israelites, the same thing? Don't take war brides.
Wait, hold on.
Same thing thousands of years ago.
What about if the woman actually wants to rape them? I mean, no rape. What about if the woman actually wants to marry them?
That's consent, but that's not what this is right here. This is captives.
Yeah, I'm a captive. If a woman that's a captive, let's say she's a captive today, but tomorrow she chooses, oh, I'm actually developing feelings for this guy.
That's Stockholm syndrome.
Captive.
When you get safe for your captor,
it's for someone that's abusing you, essentially.
No, it's not.
Is it not that? I'm pretty sure it's when you're in
no, it's not necessarily. Not always. Not always. Stockholm syndrome is when you start to get to gain sympathy for your captor, whether that person is abusive to you or not.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. But yeah.
All right. We are. I'm out of time, but I do appreciate you being up. All right.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Have a good one. All right. We're gonna go ahead and bring back up. Gonna have to figure out another name because saying back over and over is gonna get annoying. Okay, I see you in the comments. I'll in the request. I'll get you in a second. All right. All right. So we have back with new content TV. We have to get another name because that name is
from
Shalom. Is that your name?
The name is Ali.
Ali, how's it going, Ali? Are you at least 18? Are you a black person, and are you Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
Well, I'm Hebrew, my brother. I'm a Messianic Hebrew. A foundational black. I wanted to get on the panel. If you'd like to list me as something, that goes in a Crayola box, and I guess Babylon would list me as black, but nationality is what carries power. So
nationality is what carries power. I'm not sure what that means. All right, cool. So you're part of the Hebrew Israelite people?
No, I'm not a part. I am a child of the Elohim. So I'm not sure. It just a part of your live right now?
Yes.
Or is it an interview? Okay, wonderful. So I was born into this. I didn't get introduced as an adult, into any camps or anything of that nature. In the Washington, D.C. area, we have a circuit of Muslims, 5%ers, Hebrew Israelites that come, and they're actually the false light. And I can tell you that as a Hebrew. And why I said nationality holds power is because black people are the only people on this planet. The only people on this planet that identify as black. If you ask another man where he's from, he's going to tell you, I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm from South Africa. I'm from Zanzibar.
Okay.
I'm from Thailand.
You understand why this happens, right? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name again?
My name is Ali.
Ali. Okay. So Ali, when you're living in a country where the majority of people don't look like you, you're going to go ahead and identify more with your phenotypical group, right? There's not something that happens only in the West. Like, for example, let me give you an example of where my parents come from, right? My parents come from Haiti. So when if you would ask a Haitian in Haiti, what are they? They're gonna say, hold on, you a white person, they're gonna say that they're white. Why? Because
know
they're
why?
hold on, bro. They're the minority there. So it's the same thing here in America or in South America. In South America, they say they're black there too. They don't just say that they're Colombian or a Brazilian thing like that.
No,
they say that they're black Colombian or black Cuban and stuff like that. They do point out that they're black over there.
Black is a denotator, just like more is a denotator. More means black. So a lot of people come under the.
Why should we say? Hold on. Why should we accept the Hebrew Israelite theology? Why should we accept that?
You should not. I'm telling you, I was born into it. It's my culture. I'm third generation. My grandfather was Hebrew. My people were here before the colonizers. My people were here in the United States before the colonizers.
Oh, you took a DNA test and found out you're indigenous?
1,000%. We have land records going back to the 1800s.
Okay, so hold on. So that's fine that you have land records back to the 1800s. We all know that there were folks who owned land here in the 1800s. What I'm asking you is, did you take a DNA test and found out that you're indigenous to the land?
I've taken DNA tests, yes, and these are also owned by. I descend from the tribe of Judah.
There is no Judah tribe in Native American tribes, bro. There's no tribe of Judah in Native American tribes. There's either Blackfoot, Cherokee. There's no Judah, bro.
If you listen, I'm trying to tell you, I come from one of the last lines of Hebrew-speaking Native.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and talk back with more content. All right, so content. Can I get your name, age, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, please?
Back 40, Christian.
All right, cool. I don't think that black people should be Christian because it's the religion of our enslavers. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I disagree.
All right, why so? Also, content, do me a favor. Can you turn off your background, please? Because we can hear it and it's distracting.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it anymore. That's better. So, back to what we're saying. Yeah, I think this is the
conversation, man. You can't say that.
Don't worry about the last conversation. Let's talk about this conversation. I think this is the religion of our enslavers and colonizers. Why should we be part of the religion of our enslavers and colonizers?
Yeah, I understand, man. You know, that's part of human history. You got to have this happens to this day. You have this thing going on to this day. So that doesn't refute the Bible because things like this still happen to this day. But you should be Christian because of the family morals. Because it says honor your father and your mother, right? That your days may be long. And not only that, atheism encourages your children to be gay. That's what atheism does.
No, it
atheism doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
You're
okay,
wrong.
no problem.
Atheism is simply a rejection of a claim. It doesn't say anybody needs to be gay. It doesn't say any of that. But it doesn't even say anything. It just rejects the claim that of religions. That's number one. Number two, I can still have family morals without being a Christian. I can do that. Mm-hmm. That's very easy to do. There are definitely other religions, as we know. We all know that there are other religions out there, and other religions have family morals. Like for example, let's go over to East Asia, like we were talking about before. In East Asia, they follow Confucianism, which is more of a philosophy, and they have family structure and everything. So you don't have to be Christian in order to have good family morals. Not only that, you say it teaches people to be gay, and that's just stupid. It doesn't teach anybody to be gay. You're either gay or you're not.
Okay, yeah. So atheism, right? So the Bible tells you how a family should be and how you conduct yourself as a human being, because it does talk against homosexuality. Your worldview accepts it. It does teach that. It's encouraged it. As a matter of fact, if a kid was to come out and wants to be gay, they would. Your atheism, yes, they will encourage it. Like, yeah, I mean, you just be you. Love is love. It's okay to be that way.
Correct.
That is, yeah. Oh, correct. Right. So I'm right about that.
You said that atheism teaches people to be gay. That's not what it does. Atheism is simply a rejection of your religious claims. That's all it is. If someone is gay, they're gonna be gay, bro. Atheism doesn't say go ahead and be that. What you're talking about is in our secular society. Yeah, in our secular society, we want people to love whoever they love and not to suppress who they are for the acceptance of everybody else. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, right.
So yeah, you should go ahead and love yourself. But no. These are two different claims back. You claimed that atheism teaches something. It doesn't. You're just wrong.
Okay. You can say I'm wrong on all you want, but at the end of the day, right? If a child was
atheism,
to want,
let's look up the definition of atheism. Then let's look it up. Let's look at the definition of atheism, and then we can go ahead and see who is right or wrong. Okay, cool.
Hey, just relax, man.
No. Because you keep saying that we're teaching. This is I need you to be quiet. You keep saying that it teaches something, right? Right. We're not gonna get over that. You're either gonna correct yourself. You're either gonna correct yourself.
You want to go down this road? Let's go. Let's go then.
Let's go down this road. Correct.
No, you go to correct. I'm going to show you that it teaches that.
It teaches people to be gay.
Yes, do what thou will.
What is do what thy will does not mean you should be gay. It doesn't mean that.
But, sir, just because you're saying it doesn't prove anything. Let me tell you why.
Back. Do what thy will does not mean you should be gay. Those are not the same things. Those are not the same things. Do what thy will does not mean you should be gay. Those are not the same thing. Hey, be quiet for a second. Do what you will does not mean you should be gay. Those are not the same things. But we're gonna go ahead and move past this because this is not gonna get us anywhere. No. We're gonna move past this. It's not gonna get us anywhere. It's not gonna get us anywhere.
We're not go-
So
okay.
Hey, Joe, hold on. Joe, hold on, quick, Joe. Back. This is like this is like the seventh time we've done this. All right. So atheism is simply a rejection of a claim. Correct or not?
Yeah. It's a rejection. That's cool.
So
that's not the only thing.
If you agree that it's rejection of a claim,
that's not. You was going to look up some information, right?
Yeah, I'll get it on the screen, but we need to
get that on the screen.
I'll get it on.
So listen,
back.
The reason I said
back. Stop. And turn off your background, bro. It's too loud back there. You gotta turn that down.
That's not me, bro.
Okay, someone else.
That's not me.
My bad.
Yeah, man.
That's my fault.
Come on, you gotta pay attention to
that's
the screen.
My fault. Hey, don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Hey, you had a loud background before. Right,
and I shut my down.
And you turn, exactly. So when we heard it again, I thought that was you. That's all. If it's not true, it's not you. Chill out. All right. So you agree that all atheism is a rejection of a claim.
It's not the only thing, but it is the only thing.
Okay. What else is that? What else is it then?
Right. It's Satanism, or anything that's against God. Right. Anything that's against God. Anything that denies the deity of Christ is Satanism. So you deny the deity of Christ. That's Satanism. You fall under the umbrella. And now with that being said, the reason I say, because that's Satanism. Is do what that way is do what I want. Everything in your worldview is subjective. Like anything in your worldview goes. Okay. It's I do what I want.
So two things.
All right, man. I need what you done landing. I was about to land.
No. We already know what you're line at. All right.
Number
one, shut up. Number one. Satanism and atheism are not the same thing because there are different branches of Satanism. Okay. That's number one. But number two, there are different branches of Satanism. They really are.
Okay.
So number one, you kissed me on that. Shut up. We all know there's the Church of Satan, there's the Satanic Temple, and there's people who actually worship Satan as a real deity. Don't do that. Don't do the ableism. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Okay? I have a bit of a speech impediment. Don't make fun of it. You do that because I didn't.
My problem, because you sounded fair. You sounded about. I didn't hear no stuttering.
And sometimes I stutter.
I guess this. Okay. This. Okay. All right,
Sometimes I
listen,
stutter,
man.
sometimes I don't.
I'd lie for 30 minutes.
It's fine if you didn't hear it or not, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I have an impediment. Is that okay with you?
I copy that, sir.
When it comes to Satanism, there's the satanic temple. Yeah, sure. Your claim is that anybody that denies the divinity of Christ is under Satanism, but that seems silly because I don't even believe a Satan exists. So how can it be? How can I be worshiping Satan? How can I be worshiping something that I don't believe exists? That's silly.
Right. I got you. The Satanists don't believe Satan exists either.
Some do actually. Theistic saints.
Yeah. But they're still under the umbrella of Satanism. So you got Satanism that don't believe in God, don't believe in any deity at all. It's self-worship. It's humanism. This is what you believe. The thing is this: atheism is humanism. It's that nature brought forth us, and we make the rules as we go based on our worldview. I can say whatever. Just like if a child wants to come out and say that he's gay, there's no moral absolute to tell me otherwise because I am my own God, and I'm telling this child, like, listen, be what you want, be happy, cut off your private parts, and be you. That's anti-God because God said not to do these things.
All right.
So you come on here and you
there's
preach.
really nowhere in where God talks about being transsexual and transgender in the Bible. But when it comes to humanism, you messed that up too as well, as a matter of fact, because humanism is simply centering on human ethics and it's not about like just worshiping humans. I don't worship myself. I'm not a god. You know what I mean? I don't believe that people should worship themselves because worshiping yourself is just narcissism. So humanism is not about worshiping yourself. It's not about self-worship. It's about valuing, emphasizing humanity, personal responsibility, using specific methods, stuff like that. That's all it's about. It's not about worshiping yourself. When it comes to gay people, right? Yeah, I mean, people are going to be gay, bro. And at the end of the day, I know your religion says not to do that, but your religion controls you. It doesn't control anybody else. So if someone else is gay, even if you say that they're choosing to be that way, they're not. But even if you were to claim that they're choosing to be that way, if they're not harming anybody else, then your entire hang up on my Bible says no is worth nothing because it doesn't matter what your Bible says. They're not harming anybody else by having a consensual adult relationship, even if they don't reproduce from it. Who cares if they don't reproduce? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, your argument is not doing it, man. Listen, so if you say that my Bible's control, well, if you want to call that control, then it's structure to me. Because if we was to follow that, if you want to call it control, if you literally follow that and be controlled by it, there won't be any violence in this world. As a matter of fact,
will there be violence in this world? Will there be violence in this world? Will there be violence in this world if people fall? Hold on. Let me tell you what my worldview is.
I let you talk and I didn't interrupt you, bro.
Okay, all right, cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I know, I understand, I get it.
Stop complaining and go.
I'm not complaining. I get why you're doing it.
Go.
If you want to call it control it.
I didn't mute him. Is he teacup? Yeah, is he teacup? I'm not sure what's happening.
He's a teacup on my end here.
Oh, okay, he's teacup because I didn't mute him. I'm not because that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what's going on, so I didn't mute him. So we'll wait till he's back, guys. All right, y'all. While we wait for him to come back, once again, thank y'all so much for watching me wherever you're watching me from. Like I said, everybody's in a queue. I'll go ahead and give the there he is. He's
man,
back.
My bad.
Yeah,
man. I'll try to get the person off the phone. Yeah. So, like you said, you want to call it control. Well, then so be it. Because if that's control, then that's structure, meaning that it aligns everything perfectly, right? Because in your worldview, it's chaos, and you have homosexuality and wars. Now, if you was to follow the Sermon on the Mount and the 10 Commandments, you won't have these things. But that's what I'm saying. But you reject that because it's atheism, it's self-worship. Do what you want to do. do what thou will.
All right, you're going back to the beginning. That's why I cut you off before, because you're going in circles. Here's the here's the issue. Yes, you are. Here's the issue, right? You said that there won't be any wars if people just follow the 10 Commandments and the Sermon on the Mount. The issue is that people have different interpretations, which is why Christians have war between themselves. So just have wars over basically like religious interpretations. They have war over borders, over resources, etc. So you can have two countries that both even have the same interpretation of the Bible and still go to war because they go on war over resources. You see what I'm saying? So saying that if everybody just followed this, there'll be no more wars is silly. Not to mention the fact that you mentioned the 10 Commandments, and in that same book, if I'm not mistaken, the 10 Commandments is in Deuteronomy. In that same book, there's wars. So it's so silly to say that if people just follow the 10 Commandments and the Sermon on the Mount, there will be no war when wars happen for several different reasons. Number two. Hold on. Just give me a second.
That's okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Just give me one moment. We're almost done with him. He's at 4 minutes. We're almost done.
Sure, I appreciate it.
No problem. So on number two, what you also have to understand is that I have a certain worldview, right? My worldview is built on human well-being, meaning decreasing suffering and increasing human well-being as much as possible. My worldview is on equality. My worldview is on degrees of consequences. That's what my worldview is all about, right? And well-being. That's what I'm all about. So all this has nothing to do with Christianity, right? Let's say if I were to ask you if everybody were to follow my worldview, which is all about uplifting well-being, will there be any conflict? Oh, he's on teacup again. All right, he's on teacup again. I'm sorry, Miss. You said Dharma, right? I'm sorry, Dram.
Well, it's Graham. It's a second name that I have, second account.
Okay,
but
Graham.
Like you were saying earlier, you're saying that you were talking about the Bible. That's not what God meant for the Bible. That's not what He meant when He created us. We have fallen. We have chosen bad decisions.
Okay,
that doesn't mean
Graham,
God
I'm sorry, Graham. I'm sorry, Graham. Give me one moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to you. Okay, it's just that I didn't know if you had disagreed with me or not. I'm gonna get to you, but we have 2 more minutes with back, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be back at all. But all right, let's do this. Let's move on to Graham. Graham, I got you. Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
All from
Charles Coates.
Charles, how's it going? You are in a queue. Please hold for me. I'll be all right. Let's talk to Graham. Graham, how's it going? Graham, I'm assuming that you're Christian and at least 18.
Yes, 45 as a matter of fact.
All right.
Sadly.
All right, cool. Now, I don't think that. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, but I don't think that black people should be Christian because this is the religion of our enslavers and our colonizers. What do you have to say to that? I know you want to say something about this is not what God meant for us, but let's go back to the first conversation first. It's about black people being Christian. I don't think we should because, well, I already said it, but what do you have to say?
Well, I would say if that's the case, then why is it that the most demographic who are Christians are black women? Why is that the case? Why should they not be Christian?
Because of colonialism.
Okay, but we're talking about the entire world. I'm not just talking about in America.
Because of colonialism.
The biggest demographic in the entire world is black women who are Christians.
Because of colonialism.
So wait, so you're saying that colonialism happened all over the world?
Yeah.
The entire world was colonized by white people.
Yes, you graduated high school, right? Yes. Why do you think Why do you think we followed the BC AD calendar all over the world? Because of colonization.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but you're telling me that? Okay, so let me ask you this: in Egypt, was it colonized?
Yeah.
Was Japan colonized by white people?
Yeah.
Japan was colonized by white people?
We bombed it twice, my friend.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're colonized. That doesn't mean we were there first.
I didn't say we were there first. That is not what I said. colonialism is not colonialism is not someone being there first. Is about going around and setting yourselves up as the premier power, essentially.
Well, let me ask you this. If that's the case, let me ask you this then. Do you think that the Japanese people would be happy that white people interfered with their war that was going on?
During what time?
During the 1943.
During 1943, would they be happy that we interfered with them?
Yeah. Do you think the Germans would be happy? Well,
of course they wouldn't be happy. They were trying to conquer the world, so no, they wouldn't be happy.
Well, wait a second. I'm not sure what I can say on TT, but wasn't Schmittler, wasn't he a white person?
Yeah.
So how did he colonize the place, and how did other?
I didn't say Hitler colonized anywhere. What are you talking about?
And take him out.
I didn't say Hitler colonized. Actually, he colonized Poland, but no. Hold on. Listen. Because this started off by you questioning why are black women the number one demographic of Christianity,
Christians,
and it's because of colonization. Because black people come from Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in Africa in the 1800s?
So wait, you're saying that because white people came into Africa in the 1800s, that made all black women Christians?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to laugh.
Hey, Graham,
and I respect you, and I appreciate you having me up.
Graham, listen to my question.
Yeah.
Europeans and Africans met, or at least Western Africans and Western Europeans, they met up around the 1300s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from 1300 all the way to 1800, it was trade and the Atlantic slave trade. Were people forced to be Christian?
No.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
Forced conversion. Hold on, Graham. Forced conversion.
Go ahead.
Forced conversion happened during the slave trade. That's number one. Number two, in the 1830s, you had the Berlin Conference. Do you know what that was about?
Yeah.
Okay. Where the European powers carved up Africa for themselves. You know about that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the European powers carved up Africa for themselves, what exactly do you think they did to the indigenous institutions and religions of the African people? What do you think they did?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean? What did they do?
When the Europeans colonized Africa, the indigenous languages, the institutions, the religions that existed in Africa, what do you think the colonizers did to Africa when they took it over?
Nothing.
They got rid of them, my guy. Why do you think? Hold on. Why do you think Nigeria speaks English and not Yoruba?
Right.
Okay.
That's my
so
whole
that
point.
means, hold
So
on,
they
wait.
didn't do anything to them, did they?
Yes, they did. They suppressed the languages. They suppressed the cultures.
Okay.
They got rid of the religions.
Is that
forced conversion?
Case is how they made them speak English. Even if that's the case, is that so? What would it be? All right. What would it be otherwise if they weren't colonized?
It would be 15 other languages.
And would that be great?
Yes.
How can you say that's great?
Because I'm answering your question. Because it keeps the culture intact. Because the main thing to understand, for you to enter in or understand another person's culture, the first thing you need to understand is the language. So when you if they keep their own language intact, they would have been able to basically they would have been what's the word I'm looking for? Keeping the culture intact would have kept cultural continuity. Their history, their philosophy, their ways of thinking would have been kept continuous if they weren't forced to all speak English.
Well, wait a second. You said the continuous philosophy and all this stuff. Like, wait a second. What philosophy did they have?
We don't know because that history was erased.
So you're saying, hold on, let me get this right. So you're saying that if it weren't for white people, black people in this context, would have been far more advanced. They would have been able to do all these things, except for white people.
Anthropological research where the invasion of European powers into Africa disrupted them culturally and scientifically.
Okay, if that's true, then why is sub-Saharan Africa still with the people living here in straw huts and eating? And I'm not being goofy to black people or anything like this. Why are they still? No, I'm not. I'm being genuine.
You ever been to Lagos?
Why are they still living in straw huts and
you ever been to Lagos?
Dirt cookies?
You ever been to Lagos?
What?
Have you ever been to Lagos?
No.
So do you think there's straw huts in Lagos?
No, I'm talking about sub-Saharan Africa, sir.
Lagos is in Nigeria, which is sub-Saharan Africa.
Correct. Never been there. Can you show me a picture?
Yes, I can.
No.
Okay. What? And
yes, I can.
What, and who built that?
Me.
Who built it?
Africans built this.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Nope. Nope.
Yes.
Sir, I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Yes.
That's.
So none of this was built by Africans.
Are you saying that? Wait a second.
None of this wasn't built by Africans. This wasn't built by Africans. This is in Nigeria. That wasn't built by Nigerians.
No.
Who built it? Did
the white people built it?
Yeah, you're racist.
You just said we colonized.
Yeah, you're
the
racist.
place.
Yeah, you're racist. You're racist. So
why you take him down? You shouldn't take him down
because he's racist.
No, you should. I would have answered him for you. You should have let me answer him for you.
No, we don't have time for racists, bro. We don't have time.
Yeah, I know. As right now, and you should. That's why he sounds like American.
He does sound American. But give me a second, all right? Give me a second, you two, because we have people in the line. Hey, yeah, Graham, I'm not bringing you back up. I'm not bringing you back up, racist. All right, Earl, give me a moment because I do have a caller. All right, let me get to the caller real quick. Appreciate you. All right, caller, how's it going? Can I get your name again, please?
You have people
You're gonna have to go ahead and turn down the TV in your background.
Okay.
All right, what was your name again? I'm sorry.
Charles Coates.
Charles. All right, Charles, are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, or are you a black person?
18, Christian.
Christian race?
White.
Right, white. Okay, great. Now, I don't think that black people should be Christian because it's the religion of our enslavers and our colonizers. What do you got to say?
18, Christian.
You got to turn down the stream in the background, bro. All right, that was a waste of time. All right, Earl Johns. Earl, how's it going, Earl? You there, Earl? All right. So while Earl is trying to figure out his mute button, all right, there you go. All right, Earl. So Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, black person. Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, black person. All right. Oh, my goodness, Earl, turn down the TV in your background, man. Please turn that down first, and then I'll go ahead and accept you, okay?
From.
Yeah, is this Charles again?
Hello?
Yeah, can I get your name, please?
Yeah, it's Graham.
All right. So Earl, you got that figured out?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
All good. All right, girl. Earl, you are at least 18, correct?
Yes, I'm over 18, but I'm an atheist, and it was I just wanted to chime in real quick because that last guy had to obviously be a troll. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Black people should be Christians.
Gotcha.
One, yes.
All right, Earl, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Earl. All right, Ali, how's it going, Ali? Over on my other line. Are you at least 18, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, and what race are you?
Yes, I am. I am Hebrew, and I am 18.
You're
And I would
Hebrew
be
and you're
considered,
18. What's
I
your
would
name?
be considered black in this country.
Considered black in this country. All right, cool. So I don't think that black people should accept that ideology of Hebrew Israelite either. Well, I think we should. All right. So, well, Earl, thank you so much for being up. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to move on to Ramirez. Ramirez, how's it going? Sorry about that. How's it going, Ramirez? Are you at least 18? Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite?
Yes, sir. I'm over 18, man. How you doing, boss? Man, you got a lot of callers coming in, man.
No, it's the same guy. He just keeps calling in. It's the same guy. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for letting me on your live, man. I appreciate it, man. Really humble, man.
Not a problem. So, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite?
I am a Christian, my
brother. Yeah, I should have paid attention to that. That your PFP. All right, God. If you would like to join us on the board, I'm going to drop the link to join us. No more phone calls, guys. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to join us because right now we're going to be running a panel, and the link to join us is going to be put on screen, and we are going to put that into the comments as well. So if you'd like to join the panel, the link will be shown right there. Okay. tiny.cc/Volcy live, and you can click it when it's in the comments. Just give me 1 moment. All right, we're gonna talk to Ramirez now. Ramirez, how's it going? You think that black people should be Christian? Why is that?
No, black people can choose anything they want to, my brother. Anybody can, my bro. But I would say for anybody, man, to come to Christ, I would encourage them to come to Christ, But as far as me pushing off my spiritual belief as a follower of Christ, man, that is up to an individual, my bro. You can either accept it or you can reject it. I know I heard you talk about specifically earlier, and this is one of the topics that you keep bringing up, specifically about Christianity, that it was, and that is historical, man. And, it's sad, man, to even have, somebody use the word of God for that, man. But there was this thing that was called the slave Bible. And that's what the slave owners were using during that time. And they were specifically grabbing scriptures so that they could put the slaves under submission. And, you can look that up, man. It's actually in certain historical places. And I want to say, if I could be wrong, but I think that it came from Britain. I think it was like 1807, something like that. And that's really where they used that, that whole idea. So my thing is this, boss, is that anything can be a weapon, and so it's not the book or it's not the thing, but it's the person behind it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like
yeah. Okay. So I understand that, right? I understand that that anything can be used as a tool. Ramirez, hold on. Ramirez, hold on.
Go ahead.
I understand that anything can be used as a force for evil or a force for good. People can use the Bible to do good things. No one denies that the Christianity wasn't through this good force of will. Not only that, but we can't even show it to be true. But not only that, this was the religion of people who enslaved and colonized us. So why should we be the religion of the people who colonized us? Why do we have to give up our own spiritual traditions, our own like years and years and thousands of years of tradition and culture to be this foreign thing? Why should we do that?
Well, like I said, brother, the gospel, the way that it is, man, is that love, that God loves you enough, man, to not force his love on you. So the choice is up to you, man, whether you want to be receptive to it or not. You understand what I'm saying?
So it doesn't really answer what I'm saying. My bad, Andy. Go ahead.
No, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Ramirez,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
were some things that you said that was a farce. You said that Black people can be anything they want. They can believe in anything that they want to. So why wasn't that the general consensus and idea, when we were our ancestors was being indoctrinated to believing in a deity that they didn't see, that they didn't have any cultural ties to at all? Like, that's not, Black people cannot be anything that they want to be if they have suffered centuries of being indoctrinated into a religion and stripped of any other cultural practices and identity that they once, revered. Like, you can't be anything at all if this is all you've known, if you've lived in a community or in an area where you've been stripped of having the option of believing in anything else.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, sis, but that wasn't the Bible. That was from the people that were grabbing.
That was in the Bible. You also said in the slave Bible, they took verses to advocate for submission, or, we all know slaves, obey your master with fear and trembling, all of those things. Like, it's still in there. Mm-hmm. It's still that it was still used as a tool to oppress and subjugate. That doesn't mean that it's good now. It's a weapon of mass destruction. We've seen that. Yeah. So if something was used to justify unaliving someone, graping someone, looking at somebody as if they're not even a literal human, they're just a tool in a sense. Like, that doesn't exist. Like, it's not like it's a medicine. It's your venom cannot be something that actually makes you better as well. This is a weapon of mass destruction. We've seen that. We are the results of that because we're not speaking in our mother tongue. We are not practicing other cultural practices that our ancestors once practiced 400, 500 years ago, whatever you feel like. We have been indoctrinated. We have been oppressed. We have, this Bible has been beaten to us. That now fears in our epigenetic settings. Anything outside this Bible, we look at like it's grotesque or ignorant or something like that, because we have been indoctrinated into this society, into white supremacy, with this Bible that says that we ain't shit. We got to obey somebody else. Let me stop because I can get to talking.
No, you're good. Speak your mind, sis. Listen, I can't make, well, it's not about making, but I understand what you're saying, and I get.
So, do you understand what the host is saying as well?
No. I understand what both of y'all are saying, and I can't answer why God, put certain verses when it talked about that.
God didn't put that in there. Man did, because God is not. We don't know the image of God, just like every child has their own image of Santa Claus, but we know Santa Claus isn't real, right?
Mm-hmm. But are you receptive to God? Are you receptive to the Spirit?
Because I know Santa Claus isn't real.
Well, that's why
I know God isn't. God is not. No, that's why would I want to receive something that allowed my ancestors and so many children around the world to be harmed? Like, wow, this is a war God. Why are you now? You're trying to prophesy. Now you're trying to campaign for this deity that's not true. Like, this is the same way kids say, "Oh, you don't believe in Santa Claus? I know Santa Claus is real. I've seen him." No, they haven't. But they lean on magical thinking. They lean on faith, just like you Christians do. God is not real, sir. And why would you want to worship a God like this?
Because I've experienced him, ma'am. And so you can.
How do you know that you experienced God?
So listen,
how do you know that you experience God?
Listen, with anything that what you guys would call religion, right? For me, it's more about a relationship, okay? But what people would say is a religion, there has to be, but experience God in so many ways.
You have experienced God? Did you visibly see a God? Like, how do you know? Did he have a beard curl, or did he have like a big fro like mine? Like, how do you know that you experienced God? How do you know it's not a trickster spirit? Even in the Bible, it says the dead knows nothing. They're not here. Like, the dead knows nothing. God, How do you know that you've experienced
You're
this
exactly
deity
right.
for yourself? Or are you just leaning on what you believe because that's all you've been exposed to? Is it confirmation bias? How do you know for sure that you experience a God? You know, and you're a Christian, you believe in demons, you believe in tricks or spirits, all of that. How do you know it's not Vishnu?
Well, sis, there's some things that you said right now that I think that you're already kind of you're mocking me, because you said about a Jerry curl, that you have all these different
I'm
things.
asking you,
and
but
there's an
you said
audience.
you experienced God. I'm asking you, how did he look?
Can I pause real quick? Hold on,
Can I just
I got you.
Respond.
No, I got you. No, I got you. Just pause me real
You
quick.
know what, brother?
No,
There's a
wait.
moment in
Ramirez,
time where the
I'm gonna
word of
let you
God
respond.
says,
Ramirez, I'm gonna let
let's
you.
dust off these off
Ramirez,
when the
hold
gospel
on.
is
Ramirez,
rejected. You don't even want to hear me,
Ramirez,
brother.
just give me a
God bless
second.
y'all, man.
Just give me a second, bro. I'm gonna let you respond, bro. Oh my goodness. Why do y'all do this? I'm going to let you respond. Just chill real quick, man. I don't know why they do that.
Because their God cannot be upheld with questioning. Once you start asking questions, their belief in God is shatters. It's not true. This is just indoctrination. It's magical thinking. He won't answer the question because he can't answer the question. Eto, yeah.
And that's the thing. I was gonna let him respond, right? I just wonder why y'all be moving y'all garbage and on the live at the same time. Like, all right, guys. Like the only thing I was gonna add was that I don't doubt when people say they experience something, right? You certainly experience something, but what are you attributing it to? Like, just to add on to Andy's question, you're attributing it to this God, but you don't know what it could have been. What if it was a trickster demon, or what if what you experienced was just a delusion? Like, we all get delusions, right? It doesn't mean that you're crazy. It just means that your brain is working. Sometimes we hear things that are not there. Like, I always tell people this the same thing. Like, a few months ago, I got off from my bed to run outside because I thought my wife was knocking on the door and she was in bed the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's just something my brain did at that time. You feel me? So it's like, you have to think about, yeah, sure, you experience something, but is it necessarily that God that you experience, or is it something else? And how do you tell the difference? That's all I was gonna tell. That's all I was gonna add in order for him to keep speaking. You know what I mean? It's like, but he just dropped thinking that I wasn't trying to hear him out. I'm trying to hear you out. Just
no, he was offended because I asked the question. I compared his God to Santa Claus because, like I said, every child has a different version of Santa Claus. My skinny white man with a long beard. I don't know, because that's what I saw growing up. It was like a sports car Santa Claus. I don't know. They did some weird shit.
Yeah.
But so I'm asking, like, how do you know God? Everybody has a different version of this God, of this mythical creature, but nobody has seen God. There's no confirmation behind it. And if all you have been exposed to is this idea of a God deity, a Jesus deity, you're going to attribute any good feeling to that. You're going to say, yeah, I've seen God. I know God, when it could have just been a trickster spirit, could have been a demon, or you could have just been tired from a long day of work or grieving. Like you said, Volcy, you probably hallucinating. You probably like, look, in the rat race, look, I'm tired. I heard my wife, or your wife always call your name, and you could, hear your wife. There's something when after a woman has a baby, she hears, they have a phenomenon called phantom cries. They be hearing their child cry. The child ain't crying. They just, been stressed out. They done heard it so much. They just hear it. Hey, when my father passed, I saw my daddy after he passed. It is what was going on in your life at that time where you think that you felt God or you saw God, or was it your mind trying to keep you safe, keep you happy? You were probably in a bad situation. Look.
Yeah, exactly.
Give you this. That's all.
That's all, y'all. And anyway, a nun, thank you so much for being here. Well, welcome to the stage. We're gonna get to. I think you agree with me, nun. So we're gonna get you into the conversation. Just give me one moment. Let me see where Sean and Jay Roddy are at. Sean McDonald, how's it going? Are you at least 18, and are you part of any of the religions that's on the board?
Blessings all. Yeah, I'm over 18. No, I'm not religious at all.
Okay, great. All right, got you. Give me 1 second. I got you. Give me 1 second. All good. Give me 1 second. All right. Jay Roddy, how's it going? Jay Roddy, are you? I think I spoke to you before, but I don't remember. I think you are over 18. Any of the religions on the board are you a part of, Jay Roddy?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, you're a little low. Okay. Yeah. So you're. I know you that you're at least 18. I think we spoke before. But which of these religions are you again?
You can hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. I said, yeah, I'm Christian.
Christian. All right. Cool. All right. So we're gonna try not to jump you, but they are gonna be asking you questions and hold you to task. Okay. Sound fair?
No. Yeah. No,
All right. Great.
But
No problem. Okay, so let's do this. Talk to me first, and then you'll talk to everybody else once they're ready to talk. That sounds fair?
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, cool. I think the last time we spoke, you told me that you are from Western Africa. Is that correct?
No.
Where are you from again?
East Side USA.
East USA. Okay, you're. Well, you have an accent. Are you white, black?
Mixed. I even showed you guys what I look like.
We just
I'm just asking if you're white or black,
questions.
man. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Mixed.
You're mixed. Okay, cool, fine. With black?
Black.
Great. All right, great. So I don't think we should be Christian because of this is the religion of our enslavers, our colonizers. Why do you think we should be?
Because it gives a sense of morality and peace for many.
Can I have morality and peace without it?
Different ideas of morality and peace and wanting to live their life.
No, of course, everybody's going to have their own standard and everything like that, right? What I'm saying is that can I have peace and morality without believing in a God?
You would have your own.
Yes, we would have our own, of course. I'm not asking if I have my own. It's really a yes or no question. Can I have peace and not believe in a God?
I don't know. At that point, it would be subjective.
It's a yes or no, bro. I'm not sure why this is hard for you.
Can you have peace? Possibly. Yes, it could be seen as peace. But
There you go. There you go. That's good. That's all good. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So hold on. Wait. Hold on. It is a fair question because you said that it gives people a sense of peace, and I'm asking you, can I have peace without it? If we can have peace without it, then the religion is not necessary for peace, nor is it necessary for morals. Because do you think I'm a moral person as far as what you know? Like I don't go out there harming people, right? I'm not in the Epstein files, so.
Okay, peace for some people could be drinking and feeling bad.
No, it's a closed-ended mechanism. Can people have peace without religion? You don't have to do any other qualifiers. It's a closed-ended question, meaning it's yes or no. Can people have peace without religion?
Hold that peace. You need something to.
Can people have peace without religion? It's a yes or no question. And that you know, after you answer that question, we can go to the next question.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay, then.
So this shows me that if you can have peace without it, then the religion is not necessary to have it. The belief is not necessary to have peace or morals or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, so that's one of the reasons why I started to become an atheist, is because when I realized that this doesn't have any evidence behind it, or there's no evidence that the supernatural claims are true, and now that I don't need it for peace, for drive, for morality, or any of that stuff, that makes it useless. You see what I mean? Yeah. Now, of course, you can say that it gives people frame their peace around Christianity. No one denies that. But do we have to be a Christian in order for you to have peace? The answer is no. So saying that we should be Christian because it gives peace, I can say the same thing for literally any religion or philosophy, can I?
I would disagree. Philosophy.
Oh well, that is broad. I'll be fair. That is broad because there are some philosophies where it's not going to give you peace. I get that, but like let's say almost any, or we can have peaceful philosophies without invoking a religion or Jesus or anything like that.
I don't know enough to say that. For all I know, you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, that's cool. That's fine. You don't have to know enough to that. That's completely fine. That's fine. But now that I'm informing you of this, do you see the possibility now?
a possibility of peace without a religion?
Yes.
I already agreed to that.
Okay, cool. So that means we can create peaceful philosophies without invoking Jesus.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay. You agreed that you can have peace without this religion. So if we can have peace without the religion, that means that we would have to have a philosophy that doesn't depend on the religion, right?
Knowing Jesus doesn't mean you follow a religion.
That's not what I asked you. We can have peace.
Repeat the question again.
You agreed that we can have peace, and then it therefore follows that we can create a peaceful philosophy without invoking Jesus.
He's
I'm not sure how this is
asking you
hard.
it's not hard. He's kind of J. Roddy. JT Roddy, hold on. I want you to listen to what he's saying.
I'm trying to repeat what he's saying to see if I'm understanding it correctly.
Okay,
it's like
go ahead.
something in that statement is like, what?
I'm not sure what's hard, bro. J. Roddy, let's do it again.
No.
You agree with me. You agree with me. You agree with me that you do not need to be Christian in order for you to have peace. Cool. That would then mean that I can create a philosophy that does not invoke Jesus, meaning it has nothing to do with Jesus. I can create a peaceful philosophy that has nothing to do with Jesus because you already agreed that I'm a Christian in order for me to have peace.
I have to disagree.
So you do disagree that we need, so you said that we do have to have peace. In order for us to have peace, have to be Christian.
No, yeah.
JT Roddy, he asked you the same question in a different way. You gotta listen. I think you're hold JT because he basically asked you the same question and worded it differently. You answered yes to the first question. Then he asked you another question. And now you don't understand, not necessarily you don't know. The followers of Christ are Christians, right? Buddhists are not Christians. We're not going to do that. Buddhism is not even a religion. They don't worship anyone. They have master teachers. Don't speak on nothing you don't know anything about. They have masters teachers, but there's not a hierarchy. They don't do what the other people, they're not dedicating their life to these master teachers. Anybody can literally be a master teacher, you're just learning from them. So we're talking about the Abrahamic religions. We're talking about Christianity, Islam, Judaism. Judaism don't really fool with Jesus, but Christians and Muslims do. And you just said, you were kind of confused on the second question.
No, because
can someone have peace without invoking Jesus? But the second question is literally, the first question is just worded different.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's hard.
I have a question I want to ask. All
right, go ahead and ask your question. We'll come back to what I was saying. Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead.
Question, but you're anti-Jesus.
I'm not.
Anti-God.
I'm not.
I am.
Okay, I want to ask you, Annie, but can I ask her first, then I'll go to another question, or that's
go ahead.
Too much? Why are you anti-Jesus?
Damn, you could have just asked me, JT Roddy. I'm a woman. I'm a person. But
the host.
No, it's fine. If you want to talk to Annie, talk to Annie. Go ahead. All right, Annie, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hi, Annie. Why do you reject Jesus? Why are you anti-Jesus?
Because it's a tool of mass destruction. This idea of Jesus, this idea of God, this warmongering deity has justified so many atrocities worldwide, and it allows people to scapegoat accountability to a deity instead of taking control of their life and doing actual introspection. If we did not have this Jesus or this God, people would have no choice but to face themselves. But this God and deity, particularly this Christian religion, has been used to justify the transatlantic slave trade, has been used to justify trafficking, has been used to, allow people not to have be empathetic to other people's choices and autonomy, demonizes people who are of the LGBTQIA plus community, knowing that, your orientation is that you choose, something that you inherit, something that you were born with. So you erode on that person's human rights. You have not even trying to vote for a black or brown presidential candidate because they are black and brown, because this Bible, justifies all sorts of racism and colorism. Jesus literally called a Canaanite woman a dog. In layman terms, in today's terms, Jesus called that woman a bitch. Why in the hell would I want somebody to follow something like this? The same Jesus who said, I did not come here to, eradicate or destroy my Father's law. I came here to uphold it. I came here to turn mother against daughter, father against son. Why in the hell would I want anybody to digest and want to evoke that sort of confusion in their life? That does not sound like a peaceful God, a peaceful deity. I mean, I know y'all, Jesus and God got a facelift, a PR campaign, but when you read the text, when you're about to have to suffer with and go along with, and, as a matter of fact, one of the tenets of Christ, the fruits of Christ, what's it called? Yeah, the fruit of the Spirit is long suffering. There ain't shit good about long suffering. That's not cool. That's not all right.
And Jordan, just to add, right? I always say that I'm not anti-Jesus. I'm pro-critical thinking. I'm not anti-God. I'm pro-critical thinking. If you think about these issues critically, you will see that there is no evidence for anything supernatural. The most thing that you can do is come up with like just conjectural arguments for the metaphysical stuff, but it doesn't show that, at least physically, no way to do it. So if we cannot show these things to be true, there is really no reason for us to believe it. If we cannot, if these things are not necessary for our morals, for us to live with each other, for us to live loving each other and having drive and purpose to our lives, then there's no reason to for us to believe it. So it's not about being anti that. You can believe it if you want, as long as you don't harm anybody else. But as Annie has shown, this religion has been used to harm everybody else, spread to everybody else, which makes it a colonizer religion. I think we should be against colonialism, because colonialism forces other people to basically give up their entire culture on behalf of another culture. And I don't think we should do that. Becoming a Christian means we need to give up our entire spiritual heritage and our entire spiritual culture. And I don't believe we should do that. I think damaging. It's caused damage to people of Africa. And it's caused damage to us here, black people here in the Americas. All that makes sense, Jordy?
I'm listening to your truths, your sentence. Can I share a little bit of
It's not my truth, because I've never been trafficked. I'm telling you what this Bible has been used to justify, even in this campaign, this regime that we're under, these Christian nationalists, they have justified so many budget cuts that have left people literally out on the street. In Nashville, homelessness is a felonious crime. They have moralized people's lack of need. Like they look at it as a moral failure, and they do all of these things under the guise of Jesus, under the guise of God, to, I guess, manipulate people who are not as, engage their comprehension skills and their critical thinking to understand you've been sold a bill of goods. This is not a great religion. This is not a religion used for good. This is a religion used for subjugation and indoctrination. Because if your dumbass is in church worshiping an invisible God, a God that doesn't exist, you don't see how they're taking rights. You're going to say, oh, well, I guess they know best because you've been brought up vertical hierarchy. The people at the top must know better because they're at the top. No, they're at the top because let me not say what I want to say. I'm trying to put my words together. They are at the top because of this brainwashing.
and it puts a it hurts because you're saying things that don't come. I see your point of view, but I also see further than it. I'm seeing things that it seems like
Well,
you're not even
enlighten me on your foresight, because I'm telling you, I've seen how messed up the world, the effects of people believing in their deity. I've heard women say, I can't leave my marriage because God frowns on marriage, but they got two black eyes, a hole in their stomach, and their child, have to register their child for school, but they scared to go back to their homes. But because of this religion, they're not going to press charges. They're not going to leave this man. So I've seen the horrors of this religion and what it does. It what's the word? It promotes submission and subjugation and, to, what's the word? Lean not to your own understanding. So you can't even think in this religion. So what Volcy is doing is trying to promote critical thinking. I think I'm not even an atheist no more. I think I'm an anti-theist because any sort of, it's all culture shit. It's all it's all like, what's it called? Propaganda to control people and for people not to think on their own. You can adopt philosophies, but when it comes to worshiping something outside of yourself, worshiping, externalizing everything good that happens to you and just saying, look, it was all. Most Christians I know don't have any sort of self-esteem or self-worth because they have been taught that they ain't shit. They not worthy. My God is awesome. I ain't shit. My works are like filthy rags. That's crazy to hear.
Drawing, give me 1 second, all right? Stay on mute for me for a second because we do have a new person on the panel. I definitely want you to respond. Yeah, I definitely want you to respond. Just give me a second. What's the name? Hashim? Hashim, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hashim, do me a favor, all right? Don't dehumanize again, because you've been calling people snakes and serpents in the comments, and we're humans, okay? We're not snakes and serpents. That's very dehumanizing. Can you not do that again?
It's not dehumanizing. It's biblical and it's true. And
Hashim, am I human?
You're not operating in truth. I don't mean to be up here, sir.
Hashim, am I human or am I not?
Do you have DNA from a serpent, sir?
Hashim, I'm just asking you if yes or no. I'm just asking you a yes or no question.
So
okay, cool.
You're not being truthful to yourself,
Hashim,
right?
Yes or no? Lies. Okay, yes or no?
You're part human.
Yes,
but you're
being or not?
Yes, with serpent DNA.
Okay, we're gonna drop you.
Nephilim.
Yeah, we're gonna
y'all,
that person.
This is what I mean. Y'all believe in dragons and tigers and vampires and bears. Instead of engaging your critical thinking skills and saying, look, this is uncomfortable for what she might say, and let me research it. It might be true. You just gonna, get, I guess, a smear campaign or name calling like kids. You a serpent. You a snake. All right.
No, that's an automatic block.
How does that work? Like, how does that negate anything that I've said?
Yeah, it's an automatic
block. Slithering snake. Okay. But people's either budget cuts have, people are homeless. If you're homeless, it's a felony. You're trying to incorporate not having as much as a moral failure when it's not. All of these things that are upheld by Christian nationalists. It's a cult. Y'all are lost. Y'all need hypertrophic medication because you're crazier than a bed bug. And I can't say that in my everyday waking life because it's bad, but for real. Like, we're human beings. We're humans.
What he meant was, but I can see what he meant was
no, he didn't mean these things about people. Don't you know how the Holocaust really took off? Because of propaganda, because of calling people names. They were calling a certain, demographic of people rats. And they had everybody believing that, this is how cults happen. They had everybody believing that they were rats. They had everyone believing that they was rats that needed to be exterminated. So be careful how y'all talk to people, what y'all say about something. Just research. If you have an issue with what I'm saying or the host says, get you a computer, have you a laptop or an iPad near you and just research what I'm saying.
All right. So, Dry, let's go ahead and continue the conversation. So we need to get back to the main topic on the board is which Black people shouldn't be
Christian. Now, you said that you are a Christian, and like we pointed out multiple times already, you haven't really given us a reason why you think black people should be Christian. Is it because you just think that this religion is the truth?
No, I did give a reason, and I was hoping I could respond to all of that stuff that Annie had said.
Okay, yeah, you did give me a reason.
Okay, most of what she said is like she took half of the stuff but didn't think of it in whole. Like how Christianity led to the end of slavery in America. And then even before that, when the slaves were being transported.
No. You're not gonna lie. You're not gonna lie. You're not gonna lie. As a descendant of a freedom fighter, as a descendant of people who have, I have relatives that have fought in every war. I fought in war. No, the Seminole Wars, the slaves, they freed themselves. So you're not gonna do that.
Yeah. So, Annie, just to be fair, give him a chance to go ahead and flesh everything
you're
else
right. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Volcy.
All good. Jordan, go ahead.
The slaves being sent over to America, you should look at the history of the tribes that were gathering up the Christian tribes to send them over to the Americas, because it wasn't a Christian thing. Christians were brought along the boat, but they weren't doing it based on our beliefs. It was based on a different religion's beliefs. You should look into that. And we can go on to the next thing. That just hit hard, like, because I did a lot of research, extensive research on that slavery stuff, and it's like Christians took the blame for this.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the reason why Christians are taking the brunt for it is because, again, people like us, we would not be Christian if it wasn't for colonialism and slavery. This is the reason why we're Christian. This is the reason why we're Christian in the way that we are Christian. If Christianity was allowed to spread in Africa naturally, it wouldn't look like the way it looks like today. Black Christians wouldn't look the way they would look like. It would look like revivalism that we see over in Jamaica. I'm not sure if you've ever seen revivalism in Jamaica, but it will look like that, or it will look like Haitian voodoo. It will not look like the way that we see most Black Christians do it today. And not only that, the way that it operates in the West is that it's denigrated. You know what I'm saying? It's very denigrative, like, because you have to give up your entire spiritual heritage, give up your entire spiritual culture in order to be part of this religion. Like, again, you see a lot of people denigrating African traditional religions. We see that all the time. You see what I'm saying? So when we have issues like that, in my opinion, Christianity, at least in the West, because Asian people, they still keep their indigenous traditions, but nobody calls it demonic. You can find Christian Chinese and Christian Koreans, and they still do their old indigenous spiritual demonic. You see what I'm saying? It's only when Black people do it, then when we have our little idols, our little totems, when we burn the fire and incense to our ancestors, now all of a sudden it's demonic. It's very anti-Black. You see what I'm saying? So that's my big issue with Christianity, at least at the way it operates in the West. Sean did have a question for you, Jordan. I'm gonna let him ask. And none, you can get in any question.
Blessings all again. As I was saying, I'm kind of doing dental work, so my speech sometimes messes up. So please let me know if you can understand me.
Of course.
Jay Trotty, you said something about your investigation into the transatlantic enslavement system, and someone is correct. I try not to use slave trade, but true is so popular slave that I say, but transatlantic is fundamentally a Christian initiative. That's not true. The Pope was the one that sanctioned the enslavement of non-European and non-Christians. He sanctioned it, and through the Spain and Portugal were competing for economic dominance using the religion. He sanctioned the justification for the enslavement of natives in the Americas with De las Casas, who was a priest that went with Columbus and them to the Americas. I don't know how much research you've done, but you could get that information. You could get his book. It's on my computer, because I downloaded it and I have it translated into English so people can read and identifying the vile things that the Spaniards did to the natives, which made him, sadly, argue for the ending of the abuse of natives and the enslavement of natives and encourage them to go to Africa. So when you're making that claim, no, that's not true. The Catholic Church sanctioned the enslavement of African people and non-African and non-European, non-European and especially non-European Christians, people who are not Christians. And then you look into the institution, look into all of the major churches and see they played active role in the enslavement of African people and the conquest of non-Europeans.
You're absolutely right, Sean. And what you're talking about is the Doom de Versus that was signed June 18, 1452. And the Pope was named Pope Nicholas V. And he had wrote a papal bull or decree to Pope, what was the name? Pope Alfonso V, not Pope, but King Alfonso V of Portugal to go into Africa and destroy, decimate, and capture anybody that was not Christian. Africans aren't Christian. That's not our religion. So he literally slaughtering of African in the I think, don't quote me on this, but yeah, go to the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. It's already translated. But you're absolutely right, Sean.
Thank you, Annie. You know the names because I'm just trying to give the general, but I think you know it very well. And the different dumb verses, right? Guess what? There's another document that even older than the one that they made. I didn't even know that.
Hey, Sean.
Sorry about that.
No, all good. Pause me really, really quickly because we do have someone new on the stage. All right, I'll get right back to you. And None, I promise I'm gonna let you win because you've been patient. I do appreciate you being patient with me, None. All right, Elder, are you at least 18? And that PFP kind of tells me that you are Christian, right? Are you Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox?
I follow Christ.
You follow Christ. All right. Do you follow any denomination?
No.
Okay, but you just a excuse me. You're a non-denominational Christian. That's fine. We don't believe that black people should be Christian. Are you a black person, as a matter of fact?
Yes.
You are. Okay, cool. We don't believe that black people should be Christian because it's the religion of our enslavers and colonizers. What do you have to say?
I say that God's will is carried out, and so you should consider that.
It was in God's will for us to be enslaved?
Well, yes, because Moses.
Okay, then fuck that guy.
Well, slavery is punishment. God said that through Moses.
Okay, well then fuck that guy.
That's your opinion.
No, that's why in the hell, if this God who is Doctor Strange in the sky, God is all the omnis, right? Omniscient, omnipotent, another omni. Anyways, this guy's supposed to know the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega, all of that jazz. So why in the hell, if he knew that all of this were to occur, why couldn't he just change or why couldn't he just, do something to reverse it? I'm not trying to adhere to a God that would allow black babies to be alligator bait or allow something called passage that my great-great-grandmother was a victim of. I say was a victim where she was sold off to a white man, married to a white man at 12 years old, so she won't be an old maiden at 16. I don't want no fucking parts of that God. That's not cool. Fuck that guy.
Then that's your own personal issue with him, man. Not everybody's perspective, though.
Saying is that if that God who knows all things sent us through 400 years of suffering because he wants to punish us for not knowing some shit when we lived all the way over in Western Africa, how the fuck were we supposed to know about Jesus and we're all the way in Western Africa? That sounds insane.
Yeah, so you have to study the scripture, sir. And
you don't need to scripture.
Hold on, Elder. Elder, Jesus was in the Levant. Our ancestors were in Western Africa. Why did we deserve enslavement? Because we never heard this nigga. He was all the way in. He was thousands of miles away.
So that you listen to what I say. It's not because you didn't know him. It's because of your actions.
What actions?
Hear me out. Even if you do something evil and you hadn't known God yet, was it still evil?
Of course it was. Hold on.
Hold on.
Wait. If let me ask you a question. So you're saying that if we did something evil without knowing God yet, you're asking a loaded question because you haven't even shown the God to exist in the first place. That's number one. But number two, this still doesn't make any sense. This God is a God of a foreign culture.
So, as I was trying to explain, just because you might not have known God yet doesn't excuse your actions, and it doesn't mean he's not still God.
Elder, this is a problem still. This is a God of a foreign culture.
I mean, it's not foreign if you got punished through him, is it?
He's making the
No,
claim
it's
that
foreign.
Not because if you got punished through him, then it's
No, we
not.
didn't get punished through him. We got enslaved.
Right. So God is the sovereign ruler of all. That means whether or not.
Why should I
whatever it
accept that
is-
Yahweh is the sovereign ruler of all and not Olodumare?
Well, because Oldumare is not your judge and is not your God.
How do you know that? Olodumare is the God of my ancestors,
Hold on.
bro.
I have an answer.
Oldumare,
because
elder. You're wrong.
You're not letting me
Hold
speak.
on,
You're
elder.
just
I'm going to
interrupting.
let
You're
you
asking a
answer.
question.
I'm going to let you answer. Let me
You're
just finish.
telling me, hold on,
Let
hold
me
on,
just
hold on,
flesh
when
this
I try
out.
to
Shut up. Let me just flesh this out, and I'll let you the God of my ancestors, because I'm part Yoruba. I'm Yoruba descent. I'm also Igbo descent, and I'm also Fon descent. But part of my ancestry is Yoruba, and according to the Orisha religion of the Yorubas, Olodumare is the supreme God. So if that's where my ancestry came from, he would be my God, wouldn't he?
In the sense that we know of God.
Did you lie? Can I not speak now, or is there someone else going?
Someone else is going. You're gonna wait.
Well, you lied then. That's called a lie, but I'll listen.
No, don't call me a liar.
You lied. You said you were going to let me answer, and you're not. Someone else is speaking.
All right, fine. Andy, give him a second. Go ahead and answer, Elder.
Right. So Oldumare bows to Jesus Christ, sir.
How you know that?
That's what we can ask.
Ask who?
Are you saying so? So hold on. I can invoke the name of Jesus Christ. I can say in Jesus.
In Oldumare's name, Jesus Christ kisses his black feet.
Right, but I just asked you. I'm asking you. In Jesus Christ's name, is Oldumare Jesus superior?
Yes.
Well, you have said it, sir. We don't have anything else to talk about. You have a good day.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you came up here to preach. Get out of here.
Yeah, he was calling people not serpents, Nephilim. He was calling people, y'all gotta quit with this magical thinking, lions, shapeshifters. That's what he was calling us in the comments. Shapeshifters. I wish.
In our community, we have I never knew we had so many people of African ancestry with this kind of absurd Christian angle, like you see amongst the white supremacist Christian nationalists, until I had to deal with what is going on in Nigeria. It is insane what is happening in our world. The kind of culture and their own people and their own ancestors also embrace these foreign religions. And anyone who have spent any time looking at indoctrination and conquest, this is what people aim to do when they conquer people. What African people are right now on this planet is a perfect example of what conquerors aim to do. Turn people into willing participants in their own oppression.
Yeah, but I give them grace because when everything that, this is how I feel. And it's like I stopped letting this shit piss me off like I used to, because indoctrination and fear and bullying, it's real. Like, it's real. When you have been, given the threat, if you don't believe like I believe, or I'm going to get rid of your whole family, then people are just going to try to do whatever they can to stay alive so their legacy can persist. And that fear is in our epigenetic settings, and it's passed down, Like, even I went down a rabbit hole because I was going to put Patrice Lumumba on my wall, but somebody a professor said something bad about Patrice Lumumba. Now, I think he's so handsome. Anyways, but he was going against the Belgium after the Belgium had unalived like 10 million people, and they were so embarrassed. I think it's Belgium. What's the country?
Belgium.
Belgium. They were so embarrassed by that. They, after they pulled out, they sent missionaries in their place. And these missionaries was like just there to make sure to uphold white supremacy and make sure people can are always continuously aligned with YT and what they want, their way of life. If you were caught speaking your native tongue in your homes, that could mean that you're not going to get a job, or you could be ostracized. And Patrice Lumumba, he went against that. He kept going against that. And after he became, I think it was prime minister, or after, of that country, they unalived him in like a month. They put his body in sulfuric acid.
Yeah,
that shit terrifies people. They're gonna be like, well, shit, I'm gonna let me believe in Jesus. I don't want that to happen to my husband, my child. Like that fear is in our epigenetic settings. These people, that's why I say the Bible is a weapon of mass destruction, not only here in the US, everywhere. And I encourage everybody to look at Patrice Lumumba. That's just my
Lumumba, it gets even worse. Yeah, and they did all that because Patrice was trying to basically nationalize all of the materials in Congo in order for the people of Congo to benefit from it, right? All the gold, the oil, the lumber, the rubber, all that was supposed to belong to the people of Congo. Congo could literally be Wakanda if Patrice Lumumba was allowed to do what he do. Like Congo is literally the center of the world, if y'all think about it. It's the center of the planet. Every single major resource comes from Congo. You know what I mean? And if it was allowed to do that, Pan-Africanism would spread so much that they would see that we don't need their market in order for us to thrive. Yeah, I mean, we could come up with our own market, but of course, killing him made sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, they didn't, man. They missed that, man. I watched the whole movie in French, Volcy, because I was so like interested. Because my friend, she's named after him, but I never really looked into it. And the World Cup made me interested, and I was like, let me see. And then Taharka coming with a child bride or something. Said Taharka what? And he told me some shit I didn't want to hear. But it's just like, man, it's about subjugation, control, and extraction of resources. Because Belgium is a tiny ass country. It's like, I think its equivalence in size is maybe Massachusetts. Like it's a small, like New Jersey, something small. Congo, huge, vast. But if you can be barbaric in nature and unalive people and make people fear for their lives, fear for their children, of course they're going to be, they're going to lay down. We are not a barbaric, vicious, narcissistic people like that. Stomach to do that, to fight that way. So it's just like, yeah, how that it was formed, and we're just trying to live peacefully. We're just trying to make sure our children, understand our ancestors' way of life. But you saying, if I don't get to eat, I don't get to have a job, I don't get to have opportunities for a career, if I allow my child to understand their tribal dance, if I allow me, that's a lot. So now I'm faced with the threat of economic depression. What I gonna do? Let me go to church then, damn it. So I mean, I understand what happened then, but now we got an opportunity to let go of this shit. You know what I'm saying? To educate ourselves and understand it's just cognitive dissonance. It's just fear. Let me stop. I can talk about it. So go ahead.
No, all good. We are about two hours and 30 minutes into it. I'm gonna end soon since I'm not probably not gonna get any more guests or anybody in the chat. But I do want to get None to go ahead and add into the conversation. Go ahead, Sean.
Speak on 1 second about the Congo, because the Congo is very important.
My interruption.
Oh, sorry. 1 sec. Sorry. The Congo, right? The first nuclear weapon, they got the uranium from the Congo.
From the Congo. Mm-hmm.
What happened is, right? They knew the Congo is still one of the richest locations on earth. Amazon. The Congo is like a central location of this planet. You hear me? It's super rich. They knew that, right? Well, look what happened. I don't know if anyone you all know. We got the records. After a while, you can actually sue the U.S. government for certain records, right?
Mhm.
Well, we got the records. Some lawyers got the records from the CIA files, and it showed you that America, Belgium, and I think England paid for that assassination. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have the records. It's
You're
online. You can look it up.
right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like no conspiracy theorist. That's why I say y'all go to CIA.gov and look into this shit, because after a while they release certain information, but people can't read and people don't read, so they're expecting you not to look into it. But yeah, the U.S. had a hand in it. Yeah, they had it's all about what's the word? It's not oppression, the conquer, like trying to conquer a country, but the Congo is vast. It's so rich. The Congo is supposed to be Wakanda today, and it's crazy how everything transpired. And it's crazy how anybody else who try to rise up. That's why I'm about Messiah or
Same.
Jesus complex. Like everybody want a one person to look to and revere. No, we all need to be on the same agenda. This person pass away or this person, the fight can go forward to people who people that we revere. Like there literally does not need a Jesus or a Messiah. We gotta let go of that shit, because all we're doing is putting a target on their back.
Definitely.
We're putting a target on the MLKs, the Malcolms, in the Bright Brains, the Fred Hamptons, 21-year-old baby, the Patrice Lumumbas. That's a target. So let's all get on one accord and be like, look, everybody got a fucking role to play. Chelsea, you can go ahead and cook and teach the kids and try not to cuss too much.
Mhm.
This person go teach financial literacy. You spend too much money on makeup and shit going out. Can't do that. This person talked about, weapons. You can join in. You got a whole bunch of weapons. You Navy vet. You know what I'm saying? We all can play a part, but we don't need any more heroes. No more heroes. That's a book that I had to read for my master's. I'm gonna put it in the chat. No more heroes.
Exactly. All right, let's get back to the conversation, but we're gonna go ahead and give probably like another 10 minutes. Roddy, I'm not sure if you remember your question that you wanted to ask earlier, but what was that question?
I have a lot of questions and statements, but
sure.
I'm just curious, like, do you guys think United States would be where it is today without Christ, without
America is today where it is today, not because of Christianity, it's because of neocolonialism, because of brutality, because of manifest destiny, and because of white supremacy.
Because of slave labor, sir.
Slave labor, yeah.
Most of that would have been worse, and realistically, America would not be where it is without Christianity, without the Christian doctrine, without Christ.
Okay, so Christianity does support white supremacy then?
I truly believe America wouldn't be what it is without Christianity, because Christianity was used to keep the slaves from running away. If they ran away, they would weaponize mental health. That's why mental health has a stigma. They would call the people who ran away, my ass, they would have called us a drapetomaniac.
Let's talk about where we are today. It was also used to get rid of slavery.
No, Christians did not get rid of slavery.
Christians didn't get rid of slavery. Roddy, that wasn't done by Christians. That wasn't by voodooists. Haiti got rid of yes, Haiti got rid of slavery before America, way before America.
But did we use the Christian doctrine?
No,
they did. They evoked a deity by the name of Azurli Dantor.
So now you believe in deities and all that.
But I'm saying they use voodoo. They use their cultural practices to get the strength or to motivate them to have the strength to fight back. They were able to fight back. They were able to want to have or envision having their children have a better life than them. So they fought back. But if they were indoctrinated in Christianity that says slaves obey your fucking master, they wouldn't have did shit.
So
You
you're
see what I'm
saying
saying?
slavery
They
ended
use it
because of
as an
Haiti?
inspiration to fight back.
Right. So Roddy, listen to what I'm saying to you. Okay, it wasn't Christianity that inspired the
Okay,
slaves in Haiti to
I get
revolt.
what
It
you're
was
saying.
voodoo.
Okay, I'm listening to that, but I'm asking another question now. You're saying
Yes. I don't think people realize that there's a reason why the Haitian Revolution is not taught the way that it is, because of how the impact that it had. The impact that it had is that everybody started to see that slavery may not be as productive or as lucrative as it once was, because once Haiti revolted, that revolt led everywhere else. In France, in America, in Germany, and in UK, they knew that if they recognized Haiti, they would be cementing that Africans and Black people can rise up and be successful. So that's why they didn't recognize Haiti, and that's why it's not taught today, and that's why America still intervenes in Haiti. America treats Haiti as a problem to resolve, not as a strategic partner, when it could be a strategic partner. But it treats it as a problem to resolve instead of a strategic partner. Because of that, it came from that source. From
have you been to Haiti? I'm curious.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you say that they could be a strategic partner,
Mm-hmm.
and America is holding them back.
Yes, because America treats Haiti as a problem, not a
problem.
Look, America has its alliances. America doesn't want to evoke the ire of France. Haiti is being punished for what happened to, just like the rural South is being punished for a lot of different things, civil war, all this shit. Haiti is being punished to this day. They have to deal with economic depression. Even after the Haiti Saint Domingue, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. What is now Haiti?
Mm-hmm.
The slave masters in the U.S., they started doing public lynchings. They started being more barbaric in their practices, and they used this Bible to really hunker down and indoctrinate their the people that they traffic, their enslaved people. De-enslaved people, not there because you don't possess nobody, de-enslaved people because they were so fearful that they will rise up like the Haitians did. So no, this Bible ain't did shit for nobody. Like, it really just made people's lives a lot worse.
I really am. It gave me some information to look into, but then it's bringing up more questions. For example, would civilization have been better? I mean, would slaves have been treated better without the Bible? Or
they should have never been enslaved in the first place. If it wasn't for a Bible, they wouldn't even be enslaved, because like Sean said earlier, the Doom Diverses, Pope Nicholas V had authorized King Alfonso V to go into Africa and drive out people, to decimate people, to capture people, to great people if they wanted to, if they did not believe in the Catholic faith, if they were not indoctrinated in the bullshit. You going into a foreign land, ain't never heard nothing about this Jesus. The first time some of our ancestors heard of Jesus was getting on the good ship Jesus. And you talking about, this is June 18th, 1452 now.
But don't you think slavery was a thing before the Bible?
Yeah, it was, but it was today. There was like a system that they could elevate on. It wasn't like you could be, huh?
You know about the Americas, like the South American Americas, like how they treated their slaves?
The South America, the Portuguese, most of the place that has the most Africans outside of Africa is Brazil, and they were harmed in the worst way.
And before modern civilizations.
Huh?
What?
Before modern civilizations.
Before modern civilization, what?
Like the Aztecs and all that.
Yeah, what about them? What are you asking?
They're slaves.
Yeah.
Did they treat them properly?
Yeah, of course. No, I don't think so. Look, listen. We know that enslavement existed before the modern era, or even before Christianity. What are you trying to ask?
do you think they hadn't never made it worse?
The Bible was literally used like, look, man, you're trying to pivot. You're trying to do something called whataboutism to deflect accountability from what we're talking about and how it affects people today. The Aztecs, Mayans, or anybody else, they weren't going into different places in rounding up people, enslaving people, and bringing them to another country and just, I don't know, decimating them, or looking them as cattle, having them go on breeding farms, all of these things. They weren't doing that. Like, we can speak, we don't have to entertain hypotheticals. We can be rooted in reality and say, look, this Christian faith, Christianity has had a domino of detrimental effects. Even today, we are under a regime of Christian nationalism. They have taken, there's so many budget cuts. People complain about the gas prices, all of this shit, but we literally voted in sociopaths, who have, what's it called? Criminalized, not having less, poverty, all of these things. People who are literally in the Epstein files talking about Jesus and God. I want to be revered as God. I need to be like Jesus because Jesus is, you're not engaging your mind. You're not, look in the Epstein files. Like, you're not really.
No, what, because
all right, so hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, Jody. This is Jody. What I'm trying to understand is, where's your line of questioning going? What are we talking about here?
I'm trying to figure out why you're trying to throw the Bible under the bus, whereas there are some things in the Bible that are actually good for society. Like you're saying,
right? Like that, we know that there could be wise and good stuff in the Bible.
Like, I'm just got a few things about the slavery part. It says the master should take care of the slaves as well. They shouldn't treat them like trash. They should take care of them, and the slaves would take care of the master. But
Jody, listen. There shouldn't be slavery.
But there was. It automatically was. Just saying that.
I understand, but if we say that if you think that this God is all knowing, then the God should have told those people that to not have slavery. He could have easily done that. He didn't.
There are people that didn't believe him would follow. Maybe
what?
Not everyone who would still believe in God. And they would still just say, we don't believe
that really doesn't respond. That's what I'm saying to you. We're saying that slavery existed in those parts already. We know that. But the God that y'all invoke and y'all believe in is supposed to be this all-powerful deity thing, right? If that's the case, then it should have known to tell the people around that time to not have slavery because it's immoral, because we figured that out. So it would have known from that time, right? This is this is what we're saying. So all I'm trying to say, is this, right? All of us know that there are wise things that are said in the Bible, in the Quran, Bhagavad Gita. We all know that there are wise things said in all of these stories. But the problem is that now not only do they carry horrible, disgusting things in them as well, but the anti-science and everything about it, we can't even show the supernatural things to be true. And we can have.
If I tell you some of the stuff in the Bible that scientifically blows my mind, you'd be like, what the? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be, because I've heard basically all of it.
Right, how about the?
There was an Amber Alert and I got scared. I don't know why. I threw my phone.
Oh,
guys, what the hell? I was in a dark room and it scared me. I don't know why, but I
was wondering what happened. I'm gonna start wrapping up and getting out of here. Hey, None, I do apologize that we couldn't get to you and get to you to speak, but always come back next time. All right. All right. Sean, I appreciate you as well. Come back next time. I'll be here tomorrow with Black Atheist Rants. So definitely come on by. All right, Sean?
Definitely, man. Thank you so much of what I've seen in the world. I'm in New York, right? So I got Haitian friends, you know. I'm so disappointed that I didn't know the Haitian until I'm an adult. They did the region in South American countries that used to run to Haiti. Now they got the nerve to look down on Haiti, yo. Big up Haiti all day, every day, bro. Bookman and them, yo. You got to write that history, bro.
Hey, we do gotta write it. All right. Hey, I appreciate you, Sean. Come back tomorrow. All right. Appreciate you.
Blessings.
All right. So J Roddy, I'm gonna go ahead and let you down for now. Go ahead and come back tomorrow. Okay. I'll be around here around the same time, around 4 o'clock. Well, we can go ahead and talk for a few hours. All right, bro. And Annie, let them in whenever you go live, please.
I'm AI and I don't go live. Y'all are gonna look. I have a day job. Y'all are gonna get my license. You're not competent. I'm really not. So, you know, I be sneaking in other people's lives, you know. But yeah, my thing is, I really do appreciate deconstruction in panels because y'all are educated and y'all have an intelligence that you're confident enough to let shine. You're confident enough to allow people to understand, look, we have been indoctrinated. It shouldn't be taboo to speak the truth. So yeah, I'm so grateful for you, Volcy. And yeah, big ups to Haiti.
Grateful for you. And I gotta be careful too, because I gotta be culturally competent, which is why I speak the way I speak. Because
that's shit I'll do. So like, when you gonna go like, you should do this? I should, but these institutions, and then I'm trying to get an adjunct professor shit.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I don't have time for the bullshit. I have to coexist with people who probably did vote for Trump.
Same.
You know, and they shouldn't have, you know, in my profession, but you know, who they are. But yeah, I'm AI, y'all. I pop in, pop out. I'm a figment of your imagination. I don't exist.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Andy. Thank you so much, Andy, for coming up. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and coming up. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all so much on the views and the gifts. Anyone who dropped me a gift over on my Volcy channel, I want to thank y'all for being here. And listen, y'all, just to give y'all for my YouTube, over on my YouTube, if you're watching me over from, sometimes I kind of get into it with y'all in the comments. Here's the thing. I be seeing y'all either going back and forth with one of my mods or going back and forth with what I'm saying. That's why I always invite you up. That's the only reason why I invite you up. I invite you up to be responding to what I say, or you're going back and forth with one of the comments. So I'll invite you up in order for us to just simply talk about it. And we can do all of that. Okay? I'm just sure we can do all of that. But I'm telling you to me. That's all I'm saying. All right. So if you guys would talk to me, the link is always there, or the phone number is going to be there. Okay. So this is what I always do. In the first hour and a half, I have the phone number. And when the next hour and a half, I put up the link so you can join the panel. That's what I always do. That's the rules. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start putting those rules up. But once again, y'all, I do appreciate y'all for talking to me today. Over on Deconstruction Junction, thank y'all for talking to me. You guys did a big win on those numbers. Those kind of Volcy thoughts, same. Those numbers are big. Thank y'all so much for being there and dropping those super chats and gifts. Over on my channel, the Bash channel, the Black Atheists, Agnostic Skeptics, and Humanist channel. Thank y'all for being there as well. Big win on those numbers. You guys are amazing. We are gonna go ahead and get out of here now. As I always end off my lives, everybody be soft. What that means is to be secure, be affectionate, be wise, be flexible, and be trustworthy. Everybody be soft. Fuck the red pill. Fuck Israel. Free Palestine. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Streetlights glare, Danger's always there in the land we prepare. No room for care. Shadow paths we trace, haunted smiles on our face. No dreams left to chase, locked in this space.